Yellow. When the music volume goes down, you know it's time for me to talk. What's up, guys, and welcome to the Capcom Fighting Collection exhibition series. I heard there's Visa. What's up, Shiv? There's a bunch of different games here, so I will run it down with you guys, kind of let you know what we're getting ourselves into. I just also learned that, there is a Matcherino as well. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? Once upon a time, a long time ago, right? Fighting games happened. And, though it's been a few decades now, and we've had a bunch of new games come out after that, the old games have been finding its place in being preserved. And we were able to get that with the Capcom Fighting Collection. And to celebrate it, we have several FT5 exhibitions for you. And that's going to start with Hyper Street Fighter 2. Featuring myself and Arturo, actually. So the hosts will be the ones to fight each other. After that, we'll get into Red Earth, Gem Fighter, Cyberbots, and lastly, Vampire Savior. So first to fives all around. We also have giveaways that we're going to be doing through our raffle. So to participate in that, all you got to do is hashtag giveaway in the chat. And after each FT5, we'll basically announce a winner. All you got to do is just follow the stream. The Cyberbots FT5, that's a great question. There's so many names around me right now, so let me just tell you everyone who's fighting in order. So Hyper Street Fighter 2's myself and Arturo, as mentioned. Red Earth will be Ghost Shroom versus Melvin is the Nice Boy, and our commentator will be Peon 2. Gem Fighter, this is going to be a good one, actually. So we have Hokuto and Nerd Josh. They're going to be going at it with commentary from, my friend Marcus D, aka Makiri. We move into Cyberbots. We have OG Cornflakes versus Lou Minauti, and on commentary we'll have Kajok. And then lastly for VSAV, we will have Snuggle Guns, which, by the way, I'm probably going to say this later on the stream as well. But Snuggle Guns is the dopest name in the FGC. That's all I gotta say. But we have Snuggle Guns versus Vicky Viper, and on commentary we'll have Hagure. So that's how we're closing out the event. There'll be plenty of lore in the mix. There's actually a lot that's going on, right? So we have 5 games. We have, I also have to play. I gotta commentate, all that good stuff. We have a giveaway. We have a Matcherino. There's 2 streams happening. This game is also on sale for those that, want to get their hands on it for a limited time. It's on sale. There's a lot that we're going to try to cram into this, maybe 2-hour event. I predict it'll, take about that amount of time. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. And all these matches are live. None is pre-recorded. I failed to mention, right? So of course we have guest commentators for these games, but also the winner of the first to 5 will get to hop on the mic and say a few words about their community, their scene, and all that stuff as well. So it's not just, like me and Art and our commentators. We're also going to get some words from the players too. So that being said, let's have a good show. It's going to be hype. And, I got to give a shout out to Capcom for giving us this platform, to show off some of these great titles. So firstly, let's go ahead and get my friend Arturo on the mic. Hello, Art. Are you there? There goes the Matcherino. Maybe Art's silent. But, of course, we're going to have to get him on the mic because, he's going to be the first opponent. Yeah, if you guys are in the meanwhile, just check out the Matcherino. So, at the very last moment, we said, you know what? I'm not going to let these players just enjoy playing the game. I'm going to make sure they get some money, too, on the side. So, that's dope. And thanks to Art for getting that together. Oh, also, yes, another important one. We have commands for all the games as well. which I think Casey is going through right now. So if you want to learn more about Cyberbots, for example, there you go. There's a command for it. You have everything that you need. So we want to make sure that at the end of the stream, anyone who's thought about, you know, retro and wanting to get into the scene, you have yourself that starter kit. You know exactly what you need, and you know, there are community members that are here to support you. But don't let me, you know, be the one to say that. I will let those guest commentators and players jump in there and share that with you. It's been a while since I played in an exhibition, so I'm looking forward to this. Let me actually go ahead and ping our buddy. He's probably setting up his stream right now as well. Yeah, pretty much ready. I mean, he's just muted. How's everyone in the chat feeling? Yeah, so make sure we're doing that hashtag giveaway. I guess in the meanwhile, I can introduce our first game. So this is a classic, right? Let's get on to... Let's get in there. So this right here is actually the CFC website, and you can find all the games here. You can find, you know, quick info on it as well. So if I click into our first game, which will be Hyper Street Fighter 2, see everything right here, the game release. So of all the games that we're playing tonight, or today rather, depending on your time zone, this game was the most recent to release, October 2004. But for anyone who's played Street Fighter, you know that, you know, this game came out 1991. World Warrior actually came out like on Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken, February 1991. And then in March 1992, we got Champion Edition, and then later that year we got Hyper Fighting. So this game has had many iterations, and this one here is pretty much like the quintessential version. So this is the version that kind of reignited a spark in new Street Fighter 2 players, because it meshed together all the different communities, right? You got, you know, your CPS 1 players, your CPS 2 players got together. And yeah, you can see all the characters here. I like that, you know, CFC kept the original artwork from 2X for this stuff. And a few updates, actually. The most notable one is this one here, the Sagat one. So there is a bug in the original Hyper Street Fighter 2 where his Tiger Shot recovery is really bad. And, you know, for those that know Sagat, he's a pretty strong character, but once you have a slow Tiger Shot, it changes everything. So there are some few changes in the game for several of these fighters. You can find all that here. A little bit of lore, like Hyper Street Fighter 2 did take off. I think it was at Evo twice. It had an SBO, you know, Togeki in Japan. But the most competitive still right now is going to be ST. And a lot of ST players in Japan are actually playing this online. They're playing Hyper Anniversary, mostly using the ST characters, but sometimes they're dabbling in CE Dictator, who, you know, you guys know if you've been on the stream, Luigi. So, yeah, they've been kind of messing around and playing the game. And, you know, there's a leaderboard, and it's a fun way to, you know, just kind of experience SC in a different way. And for anyone who saw that Street Fighter 6, that's right. I'm going to be getting that game so we can be playing, we're going to play ST in the Battle Lounge in Street Fighter 6. But, yeah, the other interesting thing about Hyper Street Fighter 2 is in Japan, they have these in the Nessica cabinets. And, you know, unfortunately, Nessica cabinets have, like, a little bit of lag or input delay, but that's not going to be the case on here, on this collection. It runs really good, and, you know, once Saban hops in here on the other side of the mic, I think he can talk more to the technical side of you know, this collection. I could talk about the more competitive side. I think he could talk about the science behind it. But yeah, Street Fighter 2 is never gonna go away, and it's nice that we were able to get another way of playing this yet again. So. Alright, let me go ahead and get into my game. How was up, Melvin? Alright, we'll put this off. And this time we'll play the game's audio. Hope it's not too loud. Oh, it's a little bit loud.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Oh, yeah. I was talking. You couldn't even hear me. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I was talking about how CFC port was really freaking good. Like and like now for the first time ever, it's a situation where the latency, depending on your setup, could drop lower than arcade. So what does arcade perfect mean in the future? You know?
Yeah, that's a little too bad. I think you're thinking kind of far ahead, but I think in terms of what people are used to right now, like this definitely holds up, right? So
the port is very good. That's what I'm saying. Like the port is too good to the point where like that needs to be considered for the future. Not today though. Although that being said, I'm playing in 390, so you better blow me up because I have the advantage.
Well, I can't let anyone see my lobby code, but I'll just show you guys a lobby. I'll just let everyone see the lobby code anyway. Let me create a lobby. Alright, so we're doing a Hyper Street Fighter 2 FT5. And as much as you and I are in fighting games, there goes the lobby code. 0055. Alright.
We haven't played HSF2 that much against each other.
But I mean, like, as much as you and I play fighting games, when's the last time we actually played each other? That's it.
I mean, you know what it is? Like, somebody's got to do the work about blowing up retro, pretty much. And like, and for now, that will seem to be us. You know, shouts to Capcom, you know, holding it down with this port once again. I'm just setting up my stuff in the background. Once again, guys, it's co-streamed on twitch.tv Riz0ne and twitch.tv NYC. Turn up my volume a bit and get that lobby to smoke.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you. I'm ready. I did my button check. I mean, I'm still a rookie, but I did my button check. I don't know which character I'm gonna use. Yeah. Like, I might need the stream.
I'm playing on the VLX that Cruz modded for me, and I have it tied down to a table.
Oh, so you're ready? What? You're more prepared than I am.
It's nice, like, cause you know the problem with the VLX is it's so heavy when you put it on your lap it moves. So it's like, yeah. So with this, it's like I have like something to hold it down on the table.
Leraldo's asking for a CE Ken. I just might use that character.
I selected offline play. Alright, let's go to online. Custom. It's a game. Which version of Hyper? Japanese?
Well, you can just join my lobbies.
Oh,
it's already created. The code is 0055 for the lore. And yeah, sorry, I gotta shout out Vicky Viper's fun fact. Found out not too long ago that New Challengers came out literally the day I was born, and thus Vicky Viper became the new challenger that's been dominating the scene for, you know, a while
so
now.
It's just 0055.
Yep.
But like there's two extra things at the end. So 005500.
No,
I mean
you're on PC, right?
Yeah, I'm on PC. Of course. So on my stream it says 00 when I enter the lobby code. So I go to custom match.
No, you just search lobby code.
Oh, search by lobby ID.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it again.
Yeah, so it's 6 numbers.
Really?
Yeah, really. Really. Actually, should I show it to you?
Yeah, send me a picture of that. Yeah, maybe.
I'll put it on the Discord.
We're off to a great start. Otherwise, I'll just have to manually invite you.
Yeah, I mean that's fine too. Screen. See it?
Where'd you drop it?
Yeah. So, oops, wrong screen. Oh well, you can see it there anyway. Yes, you see what I'm saying?
I don't see it because I don't know where you're sharing this with me.
Oh, on Discord. Discord video. Open it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So look. So I do custom match. Search lobby ID. Am I bugging?
Oh, maybe just put the 55 at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Oh, here. You know what? I got the code for you. So I make a private code, and then the number here. I'm gonna send it to you. It's at the very top. If you look at my screen, you'll see it there.
Okay, I got it all tab out. All right, so
It's a XQD738.
XXQD738.
No, XQD738.
All right, XX.
No. XQD.
Okay, sorry.
We're professional streamers,
Yeah,
guys.
professionals. XQD.
XQD738.
Okay, all right, let's go. We got it. Got it, boys.
I don't see you.
I call you now. I see you now. Okay, so now I have to enter 0055. Once I
Oh,
once I
okay.
get
All right.
yeah,
All right. All right. There you go. Yeah. To unlock the code, you gotta unlock the code.
Pretty much.
You know what? For everybody else that's gonna join,
All right, I'm just gonna turn on my AC because it's hot in here. Cause I'm streaming. And you can bust my ass.
All right, cool. Yeah, for everyone else that's gonna join, you know, all the other competitors. Good thing that we got through this before you guys, so it's well protected. Yeah, this lobby is encrypted. Oh man. But yeah, I'm ready to go. If I have any mods in the chat, if anyone wants to set up predictions, go on right ahead. And in the meanwhile, for everyone who wants to help also the players, there is a match Reno, and then if you want to participate in the raffle in the chat here, you're just going to do #giveaway. So we do have a raffle going on, and after this first to 5, we'll give out that first code. So, you know, plenty of love to go around today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are, Art.
Let's do it.
Hold on. I pressed the wrong button. It's like, oh, fine. My buttons are good. Not that one. I don't want to invite anyone. There we go. Yo, but man, I don't. Alright, Turbo 2. I don't know what character to use. Alright, I guess we'll start with Luigi. I'm just doing it. I don't care. But you know what? Dalton can win this match because you got the throw range. But you know what? We're doing it anyway. We gotta start with the cheap stuff.
Oh yeah. All right. D90 hurt, save me. No.
Sorry. Them hurts are not saving you, bro.
I need to. This is a warm up, right?
Yeah, it's a warm up. No, this game's still.
I know it's TOD error, right? So I just can't get this.
Oh, you gave me that throw.
Hi. We got safe jump like that. Also, oh, you messed up. Oh shit. Edie? Yeah. No. Okay. Cool. Yes,
Here we go. You better cheat it out. Afro Cole.
Push the buttons, Cole.
The gut punch. I'll switch characters. I'm not. Cause you can actually switch, right? Oh no. Yeah, you can switch. You're gonna get the little disco going. Yeah, I'm not gonna do you like that. Rematch. Yeah. Alright, let's use SC Dictator. Same color, just different version of the game.
Oh, you see, yeah. Oh, you can switch even though you won?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
The real match. Oh, strong. Get strong now.
This is safe jump.
Time to meet you.
What, can I get out of that?
I wasn't even mashing, bro. Yeah, actually, this netcode's pretty good. I don't know, on cross country actually.
Yeah, we are.
I'm on that files.
Oh damn, you got Sam Fierce on deck.
Oh, you're not dead? I'm just gonna hold.
Don't jump. I thought you were gonna jump. Come on, I can't get out of the drill pressure. I gotta go back to CE. I gotta go back to CE. What? No, the back short?
Oh, that hurts. Oh no,
Let's
yeah,
go.
Toby.
Cross up slide.
Oh,
Give me that throw. Give me that throw.
Oh!
Let's go. I know a thing or two. Yes. Oh no.
Needy. What? Oh, it bounced weird. Your auto is always on point. Oh shit. Oh, no, fuck. Nice.
There's a little
There's
bit
one.
of audio issues. Oh, is it because I'm watching your? Am I still watching your Discord?
Oh, so I think one of us might be echoing. You know, if you want, I can mute. You sound perfect for me, but I'll mute so your stream can be good.
Oh shoot. Oh, good thing they gave us a lot of time to rematch there.
Oh yeah. Just hold on. Let me mute it.
All right. In the meanwhile, all right, guys, I need you to pick my next character. What are we doing? Old Hawk. All right, I'll try. Yeah, at least it's still highlighted on Art's character, so. Oh, what? You're ready? My bad. I forgot you were muted. Like a suck. You got the sucker punch. Now, one interesting thing about the new Challengers characters in this version, they have one extra frame of hit stun, so you can do combos on them that are not otherwise possible in Street Fighter. But a lot of combo videos, you know, have Hyper Street Fighter 2 characters as the dummy. Yeah, we're playing too much damn die. This guy knows the matchup. Ah, I missed my Typhoon. Now this the CFC also has one-button supers, which we're not obviously doing because, you know, we're not gonna do that. But it's kind of fun. It's fun messing around with it. But it's not like you press jab and it gives you a fireball. It actually inputs down, toward, punch for you. So it does everything. Alright, here we go. We're gonna have to cheese. Yep, cheese it. Just jump. Like Art doesn't know the anti-air for jump fierce right now, so I'm gonna have to just keep doing that. Let's go. Ah, nice. Let's go. Wow, look at the grab range on that. I thought I had the command throw. Get him. Ah. I need a jump fierce and a low forward. Like one of those two. Oh! Alright, you got it. Sorry guys, the O-Hawk didn't work out. World Warrior Guile? Let me get CE Guile. So, yeah, World Warrior Guile, he's another common character that you'll see in these kinds of tournaments, which would fall under normal. So this is the first version of World Warrior that did not have the other... You know what? Let me just do it anyway. As you can see, like, you can only select these 8 characters, right? In normal. And, you know, they look young. Like, this Ryu's young. But, Guile was the dominant character anywhere you went, in any arcade back in the day. You know, this character, he had no weakness. There's only one weakness in all of World Warrior, and that there's no reversal attack. So that's why, you know, people are like, oh, tick throwing is cheap back in the day and whatnot. It's because there was actually no reversal in World Warrior. So if Art has this way, he could just do drill into throw, and I gotta hold that. As long as his timing is good, I have no escape. On the flip side of things, you know, well, we'll see the damage of the sun from Gal. On the flip side. Kill him. I'm gonna have to play patient. Pick my spots. Alright, block. Look at that. Yeah, you try to bait. I like that. But you could have just went for the throw. Remember, I don't have a reversal. Stole that one. I still think CE Gal is the stronger one. It's just this one, you know, he just has the easiest read dizzy in all of Street Fighter. Almost had it. Just punch him in the face like 5 times and that's it. Smashy Mill says Nerd Josh sent me. But yeah, that's what you know, this character has. He has that he just has jabs. Alright, now I'm gonna pick one of my favorite characters in all of Street Fighter. And it's this one. Solid mid-tier character in Champion Edition. You know, actually in World Warrior, Ryu and Ken are identical, except Ken has a kick throw, and he has one other difference. I think his jump is faster or shorter. I forget which one it is, but Ken has 2 differences compared to Ryu in World Warrior that make him just a tad bit better. But they're still actually the weakest characters in the game. It's kind of crazy how the Shotos started out in World Warrior as the least strong characters, and then they end up being some of the strongest in the later franchises, or later games in the franchise, rather. Alright, so yeah, this character, I think Dalton's got an edge, but I can surprise, you know, with an early stun or a nice cross-up. Got a whiff punish there. Alright, now we're going to back off. Now, people are probably wondering, why aren't you doing Air Tatsu? Ken did not get that until Hyper Fighting. But I do have this nice uppercut if he does jump. I was going to go for the Watson, a little bit of lore for you guys, but if it happens, I'll share some of the US tech. Wow, that's a nice wake-up whiff punish. That hurt. That's the CPS 1 right there. The damage. Alright, that's 4-1. Which version of a character have we not used? You know what? I got an idea. I'm gonna do this one for my friend Eggs and Bacon. So Eggs and Bacon, it's a real gamer tag. One of my buddies out in LA who, you know, has put in a lot of work in the recent years for the hyper fighting scene. He's jumped from one character to another. Originally playing Sagat, Boxer, then he switched to Dawson, and he played Dawson for a really long time. And mind you, this game came out in 1992, but in 2022, he decided, I want to be the best Dawson. And now he's switched over to Chun-Li and other characters he's experimenting with. But let me go ahead and give it a try with his character. So this is for all the hyper fighting boys and girls. You're gonna see a lot of yoga fires, a lot of drills. Oh, that was a combo. But of course, how am I gonna beat the Sim Master here? How am I gonna do that? There we go. That's how you do it. Yeah, Dalton also in World Warrior, one of the strongest characters. A lot of noogies here. Oh, and he got me. Sorry, Eggs. Do CE Boxer? That's going to be tough. But I'll do it for you guys. Only because we have a 4-2 game lead. If I was losing, then I wouldn't, but I got a little bit of a lead, so I can afford to switch up my character. Alright. Alright, fine. So, these 4 characters here were actually added in Champion Edition. And I gotta give a shout out to Capcom's own James Goddard, who helped make that happen. So, you know, back in the day, California, USA, after the success of World Warrior, groundbreaking game, by the way. They're like, how can we do this better? And he said, we gotta let the players pick the bosses. And it wasn't a popular idea, you know, Capcom Japan, but James Goddard believed, and that's how we got to this point. Not only that, but also mirror matches. Oh, blown up. KO 55. If you guys know, you have the emote, use it. I'm gonna have to rush him down. Look at that trade. It hits like a truck. I just need one more trade. I'm gonna find something to go through. Here. No! He got it. That was it. Yeah, it wasn't until I went to Pakistan to play the Champion Edition Players era that I realized Boxer is a very strong character. He's actually like a tank. And the players there, it was by the capital actually, near Islamabad, the next town over, called Rawalpindi. That's where the strongest Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition arcade scene in the world is. All right, let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's pick default. Let's go back to the basics. A good beginner character right here, Ryu. He's got everything. Just wait. This is cheating. Art's got like a 1,000 megahertz monitor right now. Yeah, don't press buttons. 50-50. Oh, I missed it. Ah, I missed my 50-50. Yeah, this match also pretty tough for Ryu. You got to get a lot of clutch reads. If you remember one of the earlier Evo tournaments, it was Daigo versus David Serlin. They played on a head-to-head where David Serlin was on an American cab and Daigo was on a Japanese cab. There's actually a hand footage of it, and you know, Daigo played it like a machine. Got all the right reads. Exceptional at this match. You can look that up on YouTube. We got it. Stole around. Like, I want to be able to helicopter kick over a Yoga Fire, but... Oh, there it goes. Good guard. Alright, Art has to make a decision here. If he wants to continue the set, he has to get the meter and use it effectively. He got me in the corner, so... Lost it. Still doable, but I don't have to take any risk anymore. And I think I got it. I think I got the set. Let's go. Pay me out all that Maturino. GG's. I guess we'll leave this lobby open and start. Well, I gotta switch up the game next. So what do you guys think? How was that Hyper Street Fighter 2, fellas? Shake my hand.
You were being a nice guy and let me get 3 games.
No, not at all. You still
Mm-hmm.
got it. You still got it with the Dawson, bro.
It just hurts. It just hurts. The hurt, baby.
The hurts hurt.
But yeah, like that was good. That was good insight. Is it echoing anymore? I think I realized why it was echoing.
Why was that?
Oh, because I was sharing the screen to show you the lobby.
Yeah, I think I had it open and
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
My bad. So we can actually talk again.
Yeah.
So like, do you have to exit the lobby to switch up the game, or no?
Let me go ahead and yeah, because up top it's
Okay.
coded as a HSF2, but it'll keep the same code, and then but that first code will change. So I'm gonna go ahead and start preparing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Now.
start preparing the next one now.
Yep. I'm gonna get some water for the next one.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, guys, we're gonna announce while we're getting our next players ready for Red Earth. So that means Peon can jump on commentary. While we're preparing this lobby and getting the players in, you know, let's go ahead and do this raffle. And I'm gonna drop for our competitors. I'll go ahead and drop the code in the main chat so you can join it. Yeah, should be tight. Red Earth is a pretty interesting game because kind of the first of its kind. So let's get our buddies in here. So we're gonna have on the mics here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, me myself, I am Peon2. I'm one of the administrators for the Red Earth Discord server, so I'm one of the driving forces behind showing off this game and trying to hype everyone up for it. So I hope everyone's very excited to see Red Earth. How are you guys doing?
Hey man, I'm chilling. I think Art went to go get some water. Now, there's a little bit of lore I guess we could talk about while we...
A little bit. Oh, we got a lot to go through.
Well, I mean, there's a
We,
tournament happening next week, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, firstly, where are you guys from?
Okay, so Red Earth is very much a global community. We got people from all over the world. So we have Americans, there's myself, I'm Irish. We have people from the UK. We have a fella from South Africa, Greece, and all over the world, all sort of joined by their kind of appreciation of the game, the little game Red Earth. This is a game that released in 1996, and it hasn't seen a home release until now with the Capcom Fighting Collection. So we were all very excited to see it come out. That was a lot of guaranteed pre-orders from the guys over at Red Earth. Yeah. We put together the server in 2019, and we've kind of been collating material on the game since. All the different little art books and material on the game and how you play it, because there's a lot more to the game than just the verse. We kind of mostly appreciate it for the verses, but there's the whole single player thing that a lot of people are a big fan of. And there's all sorts of external material, art books, and there's actually been a manga release on it, Maleficarum. It's sort of a joint with Darkstalkers. So the Red Earth scene has really been trying to put together everything Red Earth to get as much as we can out of this world, because it's pretty unique, and we haven't seen Capcom revisit it. We hope we will see it one day, but until then, we're just going to enjoy it in a competitive capacity. So we have here the two of the strongest players of Red Earth. Melvin is a nice boy, and Ghostshroom.
I like
I believe
the names.
Yeah, they're great names, aren't they? I believe Ghostrium is actually ranked first on the leaderboard in Capcom Fighting Collection at the moment. Melvin is a EU player. He's from Ireland, same as myself. So these guys are coming at each other from two different halves of the world. So we're seeing now who is the stronger one. We're settling it now for real in this exhibition.
For realsies. All right. Well, I have it. I have it shared to you on here, so you can just go ahead and check it out there. But yeah, I think this is gonna be an interesting one because Red Earth was actually the first CPS3 game, and you know something I always mention is, you know, obviously we have Street Fighter 3, we got, you know, Third Strike, a favorite for so many people in the retro scene, but this was pretty much the testing ground for like what the capabilities of that CPS3 hardware is going to be. And here we go.
Yeah, so it's an absolutely beautiful game. Like the sprite work is incredible because they wanted to show off the horsepower of their new machine. And what they showed there was they very quickly picked their characters there. They both named these characters Tessa and Mei Ling, and they also put in the passwords. So this is sort of an RPG inspired game. So the more you play the single player, the stronger your character gets. You get a password. These two players are playing level 32, the highest level in this game. So they have everything on the table, all the tools the characters have to show off their greatest strengths. This is a matchup we see a lot. These two players meet a lot in tournament. It's a very, very volatile matchup.
Now, one thing I wanted to sorry to cut you off, but one thing I wanted to point out that I find fascinating about this game, apart from the obvious, you know, visuals as being really, really good, is the camera panning. It's unique. Like, you don't actually see that in a lot of fighting games. Normally, the camera's fixed to, I guess, your x-axis, but here it's like super dynamic and, you know.
Yeah, pans, zooms in, zooms out. There was all sorts of camera work that you didn't really see a lot of in other games at the time. Just the horsepower of the CPS3. Right now, these players are both representing quite dominating neutral options. Red Earth is a very highly, it's a very, you can blow up super easily at Red Earth, so they're both trying to not give each other an opening. So there's Tessa representing her DP and her long range pokes, so she has her fireball there, very little recovery. But Mei Ling has both an air dash and actually her ground dash will go under the fireball when timed correctly. So both these players can get around each other. Oh, big damage.
A stun on that.
Yeah. So stun works a little bit interesting in this game. There's two kinds of stuns. There's star stun and duck stun. Duck stun is a guaranteed stun. Star stun you can mash out of if you're quick enough. So.
Alright, which is what we saw there from Ghostrium. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty close. Wow.
Yeah. God, it went so fast. I've hardly even touched on the game. One of the big things for players to look out for, this kind of indicates which way around the match the tides are turning at a very, very high level, is to see who has more meter. Meter is super important in Red Earth. Meter lets you dump out your damage when you do manage to eventually touch your opponent. So meter is represented by orbs under the character's health.
Yeah.
He's putting in another password.
Wow, look at that speed dial on that. And hold up, while we have these,
show it off.
While we got the 4 characters though, what's the tier list looking like for this game?
The tier list, it's there's some small contestant, but it's pretty standard. So the general consensus is that Mei Ling, Tessa, and Leo are all kind of around the same strength. Some say Mei Ling is a little weaker, some say Leo's a little stronger, something like that. They're roughly the same kind of strength. And then Kenji, the coolest looking dude that I love to play, he's unfortunately a tier or 2 below the rest of the cast. He's a bit weaker in comparison, but save as the rest of the cast. When he has the meter on deck, he can pump out the damage.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, a little bit of feedback.
I think maybe from Art.
Oh yes, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool that like But this game should be relatively easy to get into in that sense, right? I mean, not only do we have the primer video, but there's 4 characters.
It's half fast, yeah. You know, there's not a whole ton of matchups to learn.
Yeah.
Now there's definitely nuance to the matchups, but it's like, sure, you only need to see 4 of them. So you see there now, Melvin has 1 orb versus Ghostrum's 2, and you'll notice they're both of them are using the lightning element. They both favor it in this matchup. You see an ice orb drop there. The players can freely change the element of the orb whenever they get the chance there. Let's see. Okay, Melvin might want to use ice. So in addition to character supers, every character has 2 supers. There are elemental supers. You see there's the lightning elemental super because he had the lightning orb. I think he's holding on to ice. He might like to use ice. Ice and lightning are generally the best 2. Well, you can use the others in certain situations.
Are there ways to like combine magics, or am I thinking like board game style right now? Am I trying too hard? I might be trying a little.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. But
for the Red Earth sequel, Red Earth 2.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, Hagure was asking there, was that a guard break? Yes, there is guard break in this game. So when you're on the ground, you have access to a very powerful option called Ultimate Guard or Mystic Guard, or it depends how it's translated, but it's a special kind of guard. It guards both ways, so you're immune to cross up, you're immune to chip, and so on and so forth, and you can guard cancel out. It's sort of like a predecessor to parry. It's very punishable on whip, but when you're in the air, you don't have access to that. So you'll notice this is a very airborne game.
Yes.
The players are jumping a lot, but that was Ultimate Guard there. He took no chip and he was able to guard cancel. But when you're in the air, you're kind of at your most vulnerable because you can't Ultimate Guard in the air. You can very easily get guard broken when you're at low health. So Melvin wants to be careful about jumping right now, as does Ghostrum's, because they both have a lot of meter.
Is this a real stun?
Is it gonna be real? It's real.
It's real. It's real. Man, that's so cool because it's like you think that you got it, but you're still not quite sure, and it's a commitment at that point, right? Like it's like a mini mind game at that point.
Absolutely, yeah. Air trade. Oh, DP. So one thing that's a little interesting about this game is that very few moves are actually air unblockable. Only certain supers. So it's like it's not a huge commitment to jump if you're not going to get air unblockable. Like if your opponent isn't going to spend a whole lot of meter.
Yo, is this all one?
Yeah, he managed to. Oh, meteors! Meteors are no good. What were you doing, Velvet? Yeah, you can under very specific circumstances you can loop your throws. But it's usually not like an infinite duck, so that's guaranteed.
That's gonna be it for sure, right?
No,
not quite.
Trolling. Melvin's trolling. He should have used the other super. He was trying to show off. Okay.
We appreciate we appreciate swag points on this stream. Swag points are much appreciated. So to my nerd Josh, if you're listening, Hokuto, when you guys go up next, swag points.
They have to show
appreciated.
off.
Yeah, you better. I want to see that Morgan demon that nerd Josh was just labbing this morning.
Yeah, it's looking close. Oh, he nearly went to Kenji there. That would have been.
Oh yeah, that would have been an instant reset.
Instant, yeah.
Now, is there like this game has a different name in Japan, as do many other of the Capcom fighters.
Warzord.
Yeah, Warzord. Is there like, is your community also tied in with the Warzord community? Are there differences between the two games apart from the titles? Because sometimes there'll be like different, like very minor changes in the game, but is this something that you share?
Yeah, so Warzord, we haven't really found changes other than the names characters use. So, for example, Tessa in Warzord is called Tabasa. I forget what Mei Ling is called. Kenji's called Mercuro. Leo's still Leo. But besides that, as far as we understand, it's kind of the same game. Or Tao, yeah, that's it. Tao, that's Mei Ling's name.
Okay.
In Warzone. In terms of a Warzone scene, we actually haven't found any evidence of a Warzone scene. Before the Discord kind of came around, I don't think we never even found footage of tournaments being held over there. So if anyone has like a video on Nico video or something, like a tournament held a decade ago, I'd love to see it. But we haven't seen anything like that. Just some sort of arcade runs of the game.
Well, I was mentioning earlier that Hyper Street Fighter 2 is pretty big on the Japanese CFC scene. Like a lot of the top SC players are on that, so it could be that there's a Warzone scene kind of are re-emerging now on there.
Yeah,
I think
I would love to do that.
Our next commentator is actually from Japan and might be able to shed some light on that.
Oh,
sorry.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. A little bit of a I guess, segue on everything. We'll go back to the match now. My apologies.
That would be amazing because with a game like ours, we find that we kind of need to keep moving ahead. We're a small scene. We're with a kind of small unknown game. So if you leave it set too long, it's just gonna sit still and it's gonna go nowhere. So
yeah.
When something like that happens, you need external influence like a tournament or very thankfully a port of this game coming out. So we've got a little more gas that we never thought we'd have just with this coming out again to home consoles. So I'm very happy to see attention picking up for this game again. We do run tournaments ourselves quite regularly, usually twice a week or every 2 weeks rather, that kind of thing. So if anyone is looking to check out more Red Earth content, have a look in our server because we have tons of tournament bots and the like. But we're progressing very nicely through this tournament. This exhibition, it's been very even between these two players.
2-2 so far, right? So
yeah, they play together quite a lot, so they know each other's tendencies and when to strike and all that sort of thing.
Let's see if we get some loops out here. Damn, that did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Nice bait right there.
Lightning is very funny because it's kind of random. Where the lightning strikes is random. You know what they say? Lightning never strikes
twice in the same place. Yeah,
in the same spot. Unless you mash it really hard. You can mash supers in this game.
So Red Earth is actually like, it's legit. It's canon to real life.
Yeah. Exactly. You got that in the lore books.
There we go.
We know for one, Kenji he's a big fisherman himself. So if there are any lads, any anglers in the chat, I'd recommend Kenji for you.
Man, he was actually the first character I tried out, and then Okuda told me, nah, he's not really that strong.
You gotta be very careful playing Kenji, I'll put it like that, because he has some big hurt boxes.
Now, do all the players pretty much have these codes memorized?
Oh yeah, 100%. You're putting them in like every time you go to play. So you gotta know them.
Yeah, well, watch how fast you're gonna dial it in. So
Yeah.
this is the code to get all the moves, guys. If you don't input these codes, you don't get the entire command list.
Yeah. So in ranked mode, it will have codes in by default. So if you hit no, it's gonna stick you in on level 32 anyway. But I know for one, Ghost Room is putting in the code because you see next to him he has his wand, right? That's called the Sun Staff, and that's an extra special kind of reward for playing the game a lot in the arcade mode. So the regular code that Capcom provides you with doesn't have the Sun Staff. The Sun Staff doesn't do anything different, it just looks cool. He's showing off. There's nothing like that for Mei Ling though. And he killed with fire. Possibly quite disrespectful, I have to say. but it looked like he managed to get the combo there, so I was saying nothing on it. I think another interesting thing I'm gonna have to suggest chat to.
Yeah.
Is our notation for this game. We do it a little different. So our notation is inspired by the password system.
Oh
so
boy.
what we would call light punch, we call it 1, right? As in 1 on the password.
Right.
And then roundhouse kick, heavy kick would be 6.
Now, how do you do
So-
directions then?
We do it the same as Street Fighter, so like quarter circle forward or DP. So you'll often hear people saying like DP3 or jump 6 or you see there that was crouch 6, that was crouch 2, and so on and so forth. So that's something
Learning
that,
another language out here.
yeah. That was just something funny. When it kind of when it was found out that there wasn't really much by way of a Japanese scene that we could find anyway, we went at it like, well, now we have the opportunity to make our own notation system. Let's make a mess of it, just for the fun of it. And somehow it's managed to stick. It is surprisingly practical in the context of the game.
Now that's also cemented in the Red Earth lore. That's cool.
Yes, yeah. Speaking of Red Earth lore, the stage they're playing on is actually Mei-Ling stage. So Melvin should have a home field advantage. He's having trouble with the zoning,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
not right now. Nostrum holding it down.
Yeah. We'll see if both these characters do have the potential to TOD, but they haven't. They play around each other so well that neither one of them would have had the meter to run it and touch a death. So they're playing neutral.
Now, in
very
order to get a TOD, so standard Street Fighter 2 TOD is you jump in, you do a combo that stuns, you do a combo that stuns, and then your follow up would end it. What's a TOD look like in this game? Is it like you touch them and they're done, or do they have to get stunned and get stunned again?
It would be stunned.
Okay.
So usually when you're using a super in a combo, it gives duck stun. It doesn't always, but that's what it usually is. So if you can get 2 duck stuns, they're gone, you know? So there's one duck stun.
And that's it.
He didn't spend the meter there because he knew he'd kill him. It's only at about half health.
And we get to carry that over, right? Yep.
Yeah, 3 orbs. Please switch off meteors, Melvin. Don't do it. Okay, right.
Now, a lot of air movement here, as you mentioned. Got through almost all the lightning.
Mm-hmm. Characters actually have elemental weaknesses in this game, so there is the aspect of using what the character's elemental weakness against them.
Right.
But because ice and lightning are kind of the only good ones, it's much more niche to use the other ones. So I think Melvin has been trying to use meteors because Tessa has an elemental weakness to meteors, and fire. He used fire earlier, but it's.
I mean,
if they just block it, it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, in layman's terms, it's like Bulbasaur,
Looks
you know,
dead. He's
beating.
dead.
It's Bulbasaur beating Squirtle,
Yeah.
Squirtle beating Charmander, Charmander, beating Bulbasaur. Kind of like
But
that.
it's like it's like if Charmander had 1 health point, you know. You never want to pick him, but you can if you go into Bulbasaur.
And 3 to 4 now.
That's actually, funnily enough, another one of the weaknesses of Kenji. He's weak to ice, which is one of the best elemental supers. So
Yeah.
that's just another problem for him.
So not only is he not strong, he's just kind of weak to the elements. He'll
is.
catch a cold pretty quickly.
Yeah. Though Mei-Ling is weak to lightning, so that's why it's been doing a lot of damage. against his melee. But Melvin's good enough that he's usually not getting hit by lightning unless he's getting comboed into it.
Nice, like alpha counter.
It's great on reaction, so you can cancel blocks whenever you're blocking into ultimate guard. So it's very important to be able to do that on reaction because special moves can do a lot of chip damage in this game.
Yes.
And you do not want to be eating that.
Zoner with the
No
dive
stun.
kick. Yep.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Tessa has everything. Absolutely everything.
And the Vex.
Yeah. He woke up with a button into super. That's rough.
Hey man, it works at high level and it works at you know. Yeah, it's fine. It works at high level and low level, but if it's mid level, it's like questionable move.
You notice? Yeah. You see there, Mailing has a fireball as well. Fireball plays an important place in this matchup, but her fireball is just too... It doesn't have the priority to beat out most of Tessa's stuff. So you'll see Ghost0ne is using... Oh, that was a bait there.
Oh, yeah,
See
alright.
what
Yeah,
he
go
threw
ahead,
the
explain it.
super? So that super, that tricycle super, he can delay when that comes out by holding down the button. So he waited for Melvin to ultimate guard. It whiffed because he held it until it went past Melvin. Melvin was stuck in the recovery of ultimate guard, and he dumped another meter into him, killing him on the spot.
That's the layers,
That was
man. That's
very
sick.
tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see Ghost0ne using that bird a lot. That's 6, both jump 6 and like stand 6. It's a messed up move. It's actually the highest priority sort of projectile in the game, because I guess the Capcom devs didn't want to see someone beating up a bird, so it will just eat through any other projectile in the game effortlessly.
And I'm
continue
certain
on its warpath.
And I'm certain that was the reason, of course.
Yeah, they love birds. I think that was 5.
Yep.
God, that went by very quick. Like, Red Earth is a super volatile game, so when you have meter, your opponent is blowing up.
Alright, so Ghost0ne's gonna do it. Now, as promised, I did want to get up to the players, of course, the winner to jump on stream commentary. So, you know, feel free to join up, Ghost0ne, and you know, we'll do a quick interview. But yeah, GG's there, good stuff. And again, for anyone in the chat that's like, oh, what is this game? You know, it's a fine question because, you know, this only really released in the arcades, and now it has its own like consoleized version. You can play it on the Capcom Fighting Collection. So there's all the, you know, your starter kit. You got the community Discord. You got yourselves, you know, Melvin, who unfortunately didn't win this set, but I know he's been, you know, running tournaments pretty often and getting new people into the scene. And then of course there's the wiki and a beginner's guide. Like, what more can you ask for, you know? So.
Very impressive what he's put out.
All right, let's see. I think Ghost0ne just joined the chat, so I'll let you guys chat it up real quick.
Hey.
Yeah, Ghost0ne. The guys were very impressed by your 7-Eleven weenie.
Excuse me.
You know, when you remember when you whiffed the tricycle?
Oh,
and,
of course.
Ultimate guard that.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven weenie, of course. Yeah, that is my special technique.
Hey man,
It's so cheap. It's so cheap.
It's really cheap because if they block it, you get a guard break.
Yeah.
So it's just so stupid. But you know, that's Tessa. Really cheap character. Yeah.
well, what do
But,
you think though of having, you know, having access to Red Earth now, and you know, growing your scene? Because I know.
Oh my God, it makes me so happy, man. It's been like what, 25 years since this has been playable.
Yeah, about.
It really was like a dream come true when I saw it announced. I was like freaking out, like screaming in the Discord when I saw it was announced. So I was very excited.
I thought it was a joke when someone pinged me with it.
Yeah, right. It's like, wait, what? What do you mean? It's getting
What
ported.
do you mean? Yeah.
So we were all very excited.
Now, I know there's a tournament happening next week as well, right? Which is why, you know, we're really trying to sync things up. I knew that I couldn't run this event without, you know, the hardcore Red Earth community. So if you want to just talk about what you guys got coming up.
Yeah. Well, so, oh, you want to take a peon?
Well, okay, yeah. It's just a small local thing. So there's a larger event named Celtic Throwdown. It's kind of what Ireland would consider a major. From once a year, we get people from all over Europe coming over, and it just so happens this year that Riz0ne is able to make it.
Yep.
Long distance for him, so I'm very happy.
Really
to
long
have him.
distance over the pond, right?
Yeah. So we got to take that opportunity to get some good ass Red Earth in, you know, some actual local gameplay, because it's not something that happens every other day.
Sick. Any last words that you guys want to share? Why should people get into Red Earth? A loaded question.
Well, I mean, I could be here all day talking about that. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
It's like my favorite thing ever. I don't know. You know, I think Red Earth gets like a bad rap for only having like 4 characters, but honestly, those 4 characters have so much depth to them because of the leveling system. Like, if you think about it, like, they have so many special moves because every time they level up, right, they like get new things, they get new resistances, they can get new special moves. So really, one character is basically like 3 characters. Like, you can play the same guy totally differently. Like, for instance, we have 2 like really high-level Kenji players. One plays super lame, super patient, and the other is like a combo master. And it's the same character, but you wouldn't realize that watching these guys. So I think there's a lot of depth.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good reason as any, and you know, shout out to you guys for playing this game that for me was like a bit obscure. Like, I didn't really hear of it. I'll be quite honest. As someone who's been in the scene for a while, like, I didn't really know about Red Earth until, you know, Capcom announced it in this collection. I'm like, let me look into it, and I did my research. I found you guys, and you know, I've been on lurk mode for the most part, but you know, I like what I'm seeing. I like playing the game, so you know, hopefully we're able to get more people into the scene as such.
Wonderful. Yeah.
But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our next game. You know, thanks again, Riz0ne, for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Honestly,
quick one, and Peon for the hype commentary. Good luck at Celtic Throwdown. And
it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us. Thank you very much. And good luck to everyone else ahead of us.
All right, take care.
Goodbye.
All right, guys, let's get into our next game here. So we're going to be doing Super Gem Fighter. Let's see what Capcom Fighting Collection has to say about this game. Another one of those titles that has 2 different titles. So in Japan, it's called Pocket Fighter. Now, my first experience with this game was actually, I think, on a PlayStation, or it was definitely a console version, and my brothers and I, we found out about it, and we're like, what is this game? And we just had a ton of fun, and come to realize that there's actually a meta to this, and there's a way of playing it, you know, at a high level. And maybe there'll be some elements of Red Earth with, you know, the way that the gem system works. Yeah, it's released in 1997. You got the cute mini versions of all the characters, and for today's exhibition, we have 2 really strong players. Some of my strongest players in the scene. We have Nerd Josh, you know, Mr. 25K, against Hokuto, you know, your Matcherino Cup champ. He just won a tournament in Texas like last weekend for Super Turbo. All around great players, and these guys are multi-game champs, right? Like, they play between the 2 of them. If you combine Nerd Josh and Hokuto, you will get every game ever existing, you know, every fighting game to be played at a high level. You just combine those 2 guys. So to be able to get them on this exhibition, it's going to be hype. Now let me go ahead and get ready. I did mention that I was going to have another commentator, but it's 5 a.m. in Japan, so my apologies to Marcus that I couldn't, you know, I couldn't do it, you know, a bit earlier for him. I don't know much about this game competitively, so I might lean a little bit on art for this one. Otherwise, I'll just try to wing it. We'll see what happens. So let me just tell them that they're good to go, and good luck. Right. Oh, Kuma's not banned in this? Alright, no mercy. All I know is Chun. Yeah, so Chun we know has like an almost infinite that I've seen before. But yeah, I gotta apologize. I really don't know too much about this game. All I can really say is just my experience with it. But I might be able to speak on these guys. So Hokuto, very aggressive player. You know, he's also very smart, so he will start finding, you know. Oh, right now he's getting kind of smoked. Oh, missing the link over there. But Hokuto, he will try to download very early on and then exploit your weaknesses. Whereas Nurjosh, I don't know, I'd say he's like more on the defensive side of things, but he's very technical. So this game has chains. At the bottom, you can see that the gems power up their specials. And right now, you see wake up DP. Nurjosh is trying to connect that I think it's medium into deep. Oh wow, this is the classic. Get off me. That's the classic. Just do it. Game 1. You're trying to download me. Let me give you something to download real quick. And again, guys, there is a Matcherino. I'm going to see where it's at real quick. It's at $120, so, you know, we are going to pay out the players for coming through and putting on this show for us. And as you can see, you know, the Capcom Fighting Collection is on sale. So if you're trying to pick it up, there goes your link right there. Oh, what happened to them? Button check? Alright, we will actually get a commentator here. Yeah, I could just leave this running and play the music in the background. Hey, what's up?
Yo,
what's good?
What's up? Alright, so we got K-Jock on the mic. I just gotta update some stuff over here. Sharing the match to you, so yeah, go ahead and let me know what's up. What is going on in this game?
all right. So yeah, one of the big things about this game is everyone's got these 4-hit string like chain combos. And you can end, like certain characters have, you know, different variations, but you can end with high, low, or these weird unblockables. Like that's what that Akuma just hit with. That's like it's like a weird throw unblockable. At the end of game 1, you saw Josh like mash super, so he didn't get hit by it. So there's a lot of mind games with sort of mixing up your different strings and not getting, you know, predictable. That's why some of the characters that are top tier or super top tier, like Geef and Chun, is they've got really strong mix-up.
They made Zangief top tier in this, and also I gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Kyokuji because his mains are hanging out in that igloo over there, and I'm over there just skiing. I'm
the
chilling
stages
too.
in this game are so good.
Yeah, they are.
There's so much character in all of them. Big Super hit the Darkness Legion. Morgan's got the big fireball now. Almost has it leveled up all the way.
Oh, did he? Nah, we're not gonna get it here.
Blocked it. Big punish?
Oh, no.
Oh, no punish.
And another one. I'm good. Like whatever.
No chip.
Ah, Miss Demon. Now, what was your first experience with this game? How did you discover Gem Fighter?
I had this on PS1 when it first came out.
That's
I
what I
played a ton of it. I played way too much of it. Like it has all these weird extra modes. It has a weird like story mode that like it's like an auto battler kind of thing, and you like earn like power-ups for your character, but it's just for AI versus AI matches.
It's almost like Alpha 3's that World Tour mode.
Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Classic.
like that, but it's like an auto battler. It's strange. I'd have to go mess with it again. It's been so long. But in general, this game is really cool. It's got like way more systems than you would anticipate. It's got air teching, throw teching. Like it's got a mega crash where it's like a burst basically, where it like burns all your meter and all your gems.
But this game also has like some of the most animations, like in terms of sprite work for each character, right? Like the sprite sheet for this game must be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of like Vampire. It's got all those like weird extra like status effect moves. So like every character has bounced out. And so every character has like getting poisoned, getting frozen, getting set on fire. Like there's a million extra unique sprites for all of those different status effects. And just the fact that every character has 3 levels on all of their special moves to reanimate.
And that poison just took me to Mario the Lost Levels. Oh, did we get the combo? Oh, Nerdjosh was just labbing that. That's a new combo. Nerdjosh just made that up, apparently. Yeah, hopped on his stream earlier this morning. He goes, yo, check this out. I got some new tech I've been working on. Comboed into the Morgan Demon. Nice uppercut there.
Akuma's Demon is pretty funny in this game, too.
Nah, I like Dan's animation. He turns into like Elvis or something. It's a nice touch.
Oh, nice guard cancel. Oh, he accidentally jumped into the lightning dude. Yeah, you see little guys that'll fly around on the clouds. There's a bunch of different things that can come out of them. The red and black one just does damage. There's like a pig that knocks food out everywhere that can heal you when you run over it, like the gems. There he is. He's got the little farm.
That's a powered up. Wow. That's John Choi level zoning right there. Fireball to uppercut.
Yup.
Yeah, this game, I would be excited to see if, just like the V5 tournament that happened at ECT, if Capcom put together a big tournament for this one right here. I'd be excited to see the tech that people come up with. You're gonna have.
There's a bunch of people in New York that play it quite a bit.
Oh, really?
At least like know their stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's some funny stuff you could do. Like Chun's got like a throw loop that's effectively an infinite. She can loop the bus or the bike super repeatedly for big damage. Oh.
And then there's a lot of references in this game, most of which will probably go over my head right now, but like, yeah, through our combined knowledge, I'm sure we'd get all the references here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a GameFAQs guide that like literally breaks all of them down. Like on, Akuma's punch, kick, he turns into so-and-so from this game. Yeah,
give us a hardcover book, Capcom. I want to see it.
Sleeping falls out. You get Sasquatch hanging from there.
Yeah, just peeped him. He's hanging out there.
Boxer is up there too.
Oh, okay. We're trying to get one on the board here. Wow, that's an early stun.
Uh-oh.
Ah!
I dropped the combo. I want to see the big punish. I want to see someone hit one of the Around the Worlds. Or you knock them off the screen. Have you seen that animation?
Yeah.
You like combo out of it.
Yeah, that was pretty decent damage on that combo there from Makuto. Looking good this round.
Yeah, he's doing that throw ender, the unblockable ender, and it like puts him in a stone state. He's getting huge damage out of a DP from the stone state.
Yo, Makuto breaks his streak. I think now it's 1-2.
Yeah. I haven't seen any other characters, or if it's gonna be Kuma Morgan the whole time.
Yeah, that's one thing
Nerd
Josh.
A bunch of cool stuff.
That's one thing Nerd Josh asked me. He goes, "Oh, is it character locked?" I'm like, "No, you guys do what you want to make it hype." You let me know what you want to do. So.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
I mean, Dan is just right there, just upright. Dan is just... Yeah, this is like, I don't know how I want to describe this game, but I just feel like maybe Hagure said it best, a love letter to like just Capcom, the Capcom characters in the games at that time. Like a lot went into the presentation for this.
Yeah, this is definitely like, there's a lot of aspects of this game that are very clearly like passion project, not like just going by the book, making what, you know, the big man said to make. They're like, oh, this would be cool. Oh, what if we put baby Cammy in the background, hanging out with Bison at the plasma sword store? You know, like it's just every little bit. They put a lot of heart and soul into it.
So I guess the equivalent to nowadays would be what Spider-Man tried to do with the No Way Home movie. Try to bring all the references back in one movie. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it. But anyway. Oh, look at these tiny fireballs.
That dive kick is so good. Josh is really trying to figure out how to get around that that one chain combo string that Hokuto keeps doing with the corner.
Oh, are we getting it? Oh, he stopped the demon!
Out of it. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that would have been.
To see that hit.
Yo, that would have been so hype.
Bends the bar so we can pick up all of the gems. Probably build that. Yeah, you'll get a ton of meter just for picking up gems. So I think Josh made back more than the bar he spent doing that super ender.
That's a good investment.
He's got full threes across the board on all the specials now.
You got Boxer back there.
If you do just like the full charge smooth, you can knock gems out of your opponent, like big gems out of your opponent, and steal their super levels, or their special levels, I mean.
All right, now we got Nerd Josh on max mode. Let's see, are we gonna get a... Yep.
Woo. I think that's just standing kick that he's using so much.
Yeah, looking like a high priority button. Yeah, you got Boxer back there just window shopping or something. Oh man, my fight money. Let's see if Hokuto's got. I feel like Hokuto has some backup characters in this game as well. 3-1 though, so if you're gonna switch, now's the time. Ah, the demon. Oh, even the background characters got some dope animations here.
Yeah, Dimitri's sliding around on his belly.
That's something he would do. Alright, they're not gonna do a lot of damage.
They're teched out. Block on the low string. Man, that string is so scary. I'm gonna have to mess with that some.
Yeah, good damage
Damn,
again.
big DP. Yeah,
Oh,
that DP had so much at the end.
Oh, that's it.
Snatch.
Not only that, but after the uppercut, he got some Oki. He did a side switch and pushed Morgan back into the corner. Damn, that fireball doesn't disappear.
No, it goes all the way.
This might be the strongest Morgan's ever been. Alright, wake up DP. He's got a combo.
Full damage. Oh, tried to go for the long range charge S.
Went for the rock. What was that movie? Standing Tall or something?
Yeah, that 2x4 that Akuma has is probably one of the longest range charge S's in the game.
Kudo letting it slip away, but he got the wake up. The mighty combo finish.
Hey, oh.
That's 2-3 now. Kudo bringing it back, I'm telling you. He can adapt. Mod this right into CBS too. Yeah, so by the way, guys, after this set, we're going to be doing our next giveaway. We've already done 2 giveaways now for a copy of this game on Steam. To participate in that, all you got to do is in the chat, type hashtag giveaway.
So sick she still has the double 2 LP, 2 hit.
Wow, that's another early stud.
Big dizzy.
And the combo.
Combo? Nice. Big damage. He's going to get an early lead on all these specials too. Oh, he doesn't quite get to go pick them all up though. Yeah, he's still almost maxed. Maxed on the 2 important ones anyway.
Nice uppercut there. And again, can't jump at this character. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Leo on the character. Oh, it's always the worst when you mess up the spacing on those bounces and get hit for it. Oh, good guard cancel. Oh,
and the combo
into
again.
a big damage. Gonna get a ton of bar. Yeah, I got 2.5 meter.
Left one for Okuda there. Like, oh, please punish that.
Yeah, have my scraps.
Nice punish.
Nice.
Got all the hits.
Oh, I missed trying to get the pig health.
Yeah,
oh,
actually.
Good. 2 OP out.
Nice to wake up DP, and Okuda can steal this round here. Try to zone out with the fireball again with the John Choi. Got the dive kick.
Kick, air to air.
Yeah, this game got run. Like, this is hype.
It has way too many mechanics. Good super.
I mean, despite all the mechanics, like, these matches look really clean. It's not like it's just a whole bunch of craziness happening. Like, you can see the zoning and the pressure. And,
yeah, exactly.
like, right there, interrupting that the unblockable setup. Oh, that dive kick.
High lows, left, rights. So, yeah, I forgot you can get to 9 bar in this game, too.
Nah, I hit it with the weak part. That's going to be it. And still with the swag.
Punish. Kuma got the unfortunate hit on the DP super.
Yeah, it's really good
super back for it.
It's really good that we did Red Earth before this because we're seeing all that Red Earth stuff in this game right now. So it's like, even though, you know, the game only got to live in the CPS 3 world for that time, they definitely threw in as much Red Earth references as they could in this one game. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. And they got a little time to shine in CFJ.
Oh, yeah. Only a matter
Everyone's
of time.
favorite game to forget.
Only a matter of time before we get a collection that has everything, and then we're good.
Oh, no. Nice DP. Good in here.
Look at that
dive kick pressure going.
Yeah, looking
oh,
like...
wow. Nerd just got hit by the second hit on that sweep. Like the low on the chain combo. Blocked the first. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, match. He super crashed out. He uses all of his gems for that. That you can like burst out of a string.
Yep, let's start collecting those little gems. Yeah, between running and super jump, this game just has a lot. Ah, and an interrupt.
Fell out. Punish. Oh,
I think the corner. Yeah, corner mess up the input a little bit.
Kin heavy DP shenanigans. Good DP out of the charge S. Oh, jungle combo. That was sick. Nice throw to finish it.
We haven't seen much of that. The tick throw setups.
Yeah, throws are pretty good in this game.
Really,
and some of them are combo starters.
Oh, right. Like Marvel.
Yeah, they put you in a juggle state. I think, I forget the exact specifics. I know some of them are like techable, they're not guaranteed, but I think a couple characters have guaranteed setups off the throws.
Luda's trying to keep the set alive. You're going to get a little more damage and then a setup here.
Chunk. Oh, he's going to get the health. Morgan got back a bunch of the health.
Yeah. Is that a whip punish? Oh, man, almost.
Oh, not quite.
Wake up DP. And Chip is a factor here. Does dive kick, but doesn't follow up.
He's expecting a DP out.
I think he wants a demon. Hakudo wants one for the stream. He's gotta want one for the stream. Just.
You didn't have. I think it's still 3 bars for.
I see.
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Now, what is that? 3 to 4. All right. Yeah, we got ourselves a close set here.
Keeping it close, yeah.
It's funny of this being the 3rd game right now. The pacing on this, like these rounds last longer than Red Earth and Street Fighter 2. It's a deep game.
Yeah, it's hard to get like real big damage in this game, so there's a lot of engagement per round.
I think just the other cool thing about this game is it's a good one-player game as well, guys.
Yeah.
You're not gonna play this and not have fun, so.
Just teleport out.
The bomb. I got an interrupt. No trade.
Oh, the trade.
Yeah, not a lot of invo on
Missing
supers. Yeah, not a lot of invo on supers in this game.
No, there is not.
Oh, that was tricky.
Block. Oh. Pressure going. Oh, missed the super.
Ah, baby
Didn't tech
damage.
out.
Yep. Another
Nice
walk-up
throw.
All right, match point here. Set point, rather, for Nerd Josh. Buda's in trouble. Hasn't got any momentum yet. Stuck in the corner now as well.
I think that's actually her perfect for.
Wow, is that gonna be a perfect for the last round?
Looks like it.
Nerd Josh does it with a mighty
Takes this
combo.
set.
Yeah, perfect. Nerd Josh is gonna do it. Congratulations. Taking a set over Hakudo. Now, one more thing about Hakudo that I didn't mention is he actually won. Alex Valle did a tournament for the Capcom Fighting Collection just on Friday, and it was a mystery tournament. So every round of the tournament had a different match, and Hakudo ended up winning that tournament. So
Nice.
Nerd Josh just took down the CFC mystery champ, and yeah, let's see if we can get Nerd Josh on the mics here, say a couple words. I know that there's a scene on the East Coast for this for sure, and he might be able to shed some light on that. So Nerd Josh, if you're here, hop on to the chat, say a couple words. And yeah, shout out to K-Jock for saving it again. I had another commentator ready, but it was 5 a.m. by the time in Japan, and K-Jock saved the day. So here we go. We got the champ, Nerd Josh, Mr. $25,000, by the way. You still got any of that left? And can I have some? But no, congratulations.
Yeah, I got you. I got
Yeah, good work, Josh.
$100 left, so
Oh, let me
like a 10 piece or something.
Yeah, you're a little bit on the lower side of things. I can kind of hear you.
Sorry. 1 sec. Oh, my settings changed. 1 sec.
It's all good. Yeah, does anyone else want a piece of that 25K?
That's it. Yo, the
Don't we all?
25K, you can get like $15 out of it if you want.
All right, there we
It's
go.
like, as much left, you know. I got at least $23. Like, let me get at least $8. You know?
So we got
But, yo, thanks for. Oh,
yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
What are you gonna say?
No,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say,
This
thanks
is
for
your
having
show.
Gem Fighter because this game's mad fun and a lot of people don't may have not played it. It's probably had like multiple scenes over the last 30 years playing it online through Kylera to this or what. I grew up playing it at Good Times in Somerville in Boston. When I would wait for Marvel 2 CBS 2, I'd play this game for a quarter. But even not that, like in LA, there's a couple good players I'd play with, you know. I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. People should play this game more. It's cool.
You have a sparring partner, right? I feel like there's someone that you mentioned who's like really good at this
Oh,
game.
Doom? Or he goes by Jack now, but yeah. I showed him some stuff like 10 years ago when I first moved to SoCal, and like now he's like godlike at the game. He knows way more than I do.
So
Yeah, this game has a bunch of cool little nuanced tech that people have found out over the years.
So are you trying to say that we need, you know, maybe at the next big major in the States, we need a Gem Fighter tournament? Is that what you're trying to say, Nerd Josh?
Maybe. I'll say like there's supposed to be like 2 different tier lists, like console and arcade, but I've never gotten that far into it. And there's a lot of people been hyping up Shenko as top tier in this game for like over 20 years, but I still haven't seen that also. So I would love to see the true potential for a lot of matchups in this game. Like me playing
Got
Morgan
infinite
right
air
now, she's kind of
dashes.
underrated. Oh, what's up? Sorry, Rayjot.
I said Lele's got infinite air dashes. She's got like crazy movement options in this game.
That's sick.
And she's like Zangief, where she's got like a good high and low mix of string off of her chain combos.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I'm down to
He's
make it
insane.
happen.
Body splash is crazy.
I'm down to make it happen, but is it gonna, you know, do we have to make it a 25K tournament to get you in there?
No. My internet's pretty decent these days, so I'd be down.
All right, cool. Yeah, man, we're definitely gonna make it happen. It was nice seeing you at Evo just last month. But yeah, any last words? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to let the world know?
Just you know, with Capcom Fighting Collection, or whether Fight K2 or whatever, you know, you got Gem Fighter, Cyberbots, VSAV. There's all these games that are kind of a little bit, they're not in the limelight, but these games are so much fun. You should give them a try, and they definitely all have something that can teach you, you know.
Yeah, man.
Teach you something fun.
Yeah, we're never gonna let the, you know, retro die out here. You know, we're always gonna try to educate everyone on the OGs, where we came from. And this is one of those games that's a lot of fun, and it can be competitive, and it's, you know, easy to get into. So hopefully through your efforts and your battle with Fukudo, you know, we sparked an interest in the next generation of Gem Fighters.
Hey, that'd be cool. Well, I'll let the exhibition keep going. Thank you for having me, everyone. And, you know, definitely don't miss Cyberbots if you're watching.
Yep, that's the next game.
Cyberbot.
So, all right, Nerd Josh, take care.
Peace,
Thanks
y'all.
again,
Much
Josh.
love.
Yeah, as Riz said, we're about to jump into Cyberbots. This is a big pet game of mine. Been playing this game for many years now. I think I probably stumbled into it in like 2007, 2008, just going through CPS2 games back in the early Kylera era, and got a buddy of mine in Japan to buy a board for me and send it over to me about probably 2009, 2010. And I've been just kind of, you know, exploring the game, pushing it to my friends. And then maybe, I think probably about 2015, 2016, we sort of crossed paths on Twitter with a bunch of the Japanese players. And I've been sharing a bunch of tech back and forth, and like, you know, gotten to play each other a few times, both online and off. Went over there a few years ago and got to have a good session with a good chunk of their scene.
Wow, so
but yeah, this
still,
game is super slept on.
So this is still going pretty hard in Japan in the arcade scene. I'm guessing as well on CFC they're doing it, right?
Yeah, it's not a big scene, but the players that play are like pretty dedicated and have put a lot of time into, you know, finding really cool tech. You know, they've got a really detailed wiki. They, you know, did hitbox videos for every character, that sort of stuff. You know, despite it not being a terribly large scene, it's got dedicated players both playing and documenting.
I gotta give a shout out
to jump in it.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Polar Bear for this one. You know, make sure you're following Polar Bear. Put in a ton of work, you know, online, offline. Make sure that this game is being properly represented. And here we go. Maybe you can help introduce our players here. We got Cornflakes and Lou.
Yep. We got OG Cornflakes, part of the Blodia army. And we got Lou playing Lightning, kind of a lesser played character, but Lou has really sort of pushed the meta with this character. He's found some really cool setups. There's like these really nasty unblockables he can do as a meaty, where he makes you wake up blocking the missiles, and it doesn't let you change your guard state for a certain number of frames, so you can force you into that and then go low.
Well, this game is fast. I'm trying to keep up.
That's exactly what I was about to say. This game is very quick. It is very movement oriented. This game is like, keep in mind, this game came out in
94
on 420 in 1995. This is like very early on in Capcom's exploratory era. This predates X-Men vs Street Fighter and Marvel 1.
I mean, that's even the air dash sound from Morgan, I think, that when she does her air dashing.
Like missile sound, yeah.
That's like the same sound effect, I feel like.
Yeah, and
close to
so
that.
this is only a 4-button game. You've got light, heavy, boost, and weapon, and boost is effectively an 8-way dash button. Like some characters it'll be a hop, but many, if not most of the characters, it's an 8-way dash, and you can just zip around like crazy with it. So that's how you're seeing Blodia execute all these like super fast, tri-dashes and lightning just crossing the screen in an instant.
So are the hitbox players gonna come in and change the meta now? Is that what you're saying?
There's definitely room for it. Hitbox Vice especially is terrifying. The top tier character in this game is a grappler who has a no whiff animation air to air command throw that hits like a third screen or further, does 25% damage, and sets up Oki back into tick throws into itself. And there's some crazy like option select setups you can do that are a lot easier on Hitbox. Ooh, big hit with lightning, gets the OTG throw. So that's another interesting mechanic in this game. This game has ground teching, where if you mash boost when you get hit, you can avoid all OTGs, but there's some of them where it's such a tight window, or it can set up such nice Oki for them that you want to like roll the dice on not getting hit by the Oki so you stay put. But that opens you up to getting hit by OTGs for extra damage.
For those wondering, OTG, off the ground, got us James Chen for invented that one. A little bit of lore for you guys. That term on the old GameFAQs days, James Chen coined that term OTG.
So we might have seen it there in the corner a second ago. You see Blodia will do these strings and then he starts flashing for a second. That is a really important piece of tech in this game has been dubbed charge canceling. There's a built-in mechanic that's kind of like the old King of Fighters mechanics where you can charge up your super. Where if you hold L and H together, your character starts flashing, and you can hold it as long as you want, and you'll start charging up your super. What's interesting about it in this game, that's actually considered a special move. So any normal that you can special cancel into, you can cancel into that charge cancel and effectively use it as a free RC on a lot of like long recovery moves. Like Blodia's dash H that you're seeing, that big shoulder charge, for example.
So would you
totally
say
super negative.
Would you say then this game has a pretty like steep learning curve? It seems like there's a lot of mechanical or technical, cyber. I was trying to make some more puns, but I couldn't. But it seems like there's a lot that kind of goes into like your inputs and how you're playing the game.
Yeah,
right?
it's like none of the inputs themselves are necessarily all that difficult on their own, but there's like a lot of decisions that have to be made in a very short amount of time. So it winds up like the mental stat compounds, and it can be kind of crazy and hectic.
Oh, what's the slowdown? Oh, okay, that was the round ending.
Yeah, it does that on like KO. It's pretty dope.
Proceed.
Yeah, the announcer's so sick.
Now,
you see, like just then you saw Cornflakes did a standing light into a sweep and charge canceled that sweep and was able to chase in after and get really good positioning. When you see the characters flashing like this for the first several seconds after you get your super meter filled, you start flashing like that. We call it lightning skin, and you do 20% extra damage while you have that lightning skin buff. And then, so every character has a super on 236, and you can also do a burst, perfect timing. Lou just did one as an OTG, where if you hit L and H together when you have a full super bar, every character does kind of a burst looking super. that usually has a decent amount of invuln and then massive, like nearly full screen hitbox.
Dude, like I'm grasping what you're saying, but all I can think is I just need to see more of this. I know that Yipes ran tournaments recently as well, right? On the CFC. Did you win one of them? I felt like I saw your name up there.
I won one of Polar Bear's events that
Okay.
he's run not too long ago, but I did not win the Yipes event. I think I got 3rd in that one, if I recall.
Damn. OG. Now there's a combination.
This is
with
a good matchup. This is sweet.
What's this combination with, like, you know, the person and the bot? How's that working?
Okay, so the bot, like the character that you pick, your pilot, literally all it affects is your single player storyline, like the order in which your single player plays out.
Okay.
So for versus, it's literally just for aesthetics. You pick the one you think looks the tightest.
Yeah, I'm a Jin main, but really you're just Blodia.
Exactly. Ooh. So there he was going for the charge cancel, but the hit, nice combo for the finish.
Damn.
That quote is like full BMB. So yeah, most of this cast has limited chain combos. Like most people can do LH or LLH into a special. That's kind of like the general combo route.
Okay.
If you're really sick, you can start adding in like charge cancels into that, like do LLH, charge cancel, LH special, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, hyper
But,
combo
you're not going to
extension.
see a ton of it. Yeah. A lot of it's not practical, but it is practical for like crushing. Real light on life. Ooh, scary. Nice respect on the dash away. Good burst.
Nice.
Hit lightning at like top of the screen. That really shows off like how big those burst hitboxes can be. There's a lot of characters with insane hitboxes in this game, just massive. I haven't really fully explained the weapon system either, so.
Alright, yeah, get it to that.
Like I mentioned, you've got light, heavy, weapon, and boost, and then weapon. So like every character has a different weapon attack, and it'll have its own little gauge associated to it. And it's just like an additional attack. Like Lodia's got this little bit that shoots a laser. Lightning has the parabolic missiles. Like Vice and 40 have homing missiles that are super annoying.
Oh, I want those. I want the homing ones. I don't want to aim.
Yeah, they're insane. And then both of those characters have a special version where if you do 2-3-6 weapon, it does like 2 sets of the homing missiles and it'll just chase you down. Nice. Lou takes that one.
And you said Lou is playing like the more kind of like less common character, right? He's using.
Yeah, for like a long time, like there really weren't any lightning players, and there was another dude in the Discord who's kind of playing with it some, and then Lou picked the game up not too long ago and found his way to lightning and has really been cracking that character wide open.
Well, that's one thing that I find fascinating about the old games is the tier list will pretty much be defined, right? It's like, oh yeah, this is top tier, mid tier, bottom tier, but then there'll be someone in today's generation that goes back to explore those weaker characters and bring them up to competitive level. And I
had never seen anybody else using the weapon, the meaty weapon unblockable setup that Lou was doing.
Love to see it.
That stuff's really good. Yeah, chicken blocking is very good in this game. Just up backing out of stuff. And so like that charge cancel mechanic is a really big. Ooh, nice try, Dash. The charge cancel mechanic's really big, and then there's also a sort of hidden guard cancel mechanic that's very obtuse, where you can boost out of the second half of a lot of hit stun and make stuff that should be safe. You make it punishable.
So you can actually manipulate your movement while you're in the middle of a combo. You can get out of it, kind of.
Like while you're in, being pressured in block stun. Like for example, Tarantula's dashing light is like just a multi-hitting, like 5-hitting, kind of sweepy, spinny low. You can boost up and guard cancel out between hits like 3 and 4 and punishing for it.
Okay. Which
So there's a
means
lot
that
of kind of like sneaky slipping around out of pressure that looks way more airtight than it actually is.
which means you would have to actually learn, and OG Cornflakes getting one on the board, but you would have to actually learn every character's moves to know the timing of, like, you know, which string
little
you're able to
bit.
escape and punish.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, so this game's got 12 regular characters and then 4 secret characters that you can pick with like super convoluted codes. There's simplified
not
codes
like
on
Red Earth?
CFC.
Not like Red Earth.
It's probably worse. Like you have to pick your character and then within like a second input the code. And like for example, one of them is pick your character, do a 360 one way, input several buttons, do a 360 the other way within a second and a half.
That's like picking Akuma or a Dan in Alpha 1. Like,
Yeah.
You have like half a second to input, you know, a whole dictionary.
Yeah. So the easy boss codes in CFC are definitely nice. Oh, a nice dash and burst. Goes for the OTG throw, but it got text, so we just got the option select standing heavy. Nice charge cancel pressure. Really trying to stay in there. He's got a big life lead. Oh, almost got the punish for the dash heavy, but charge cancel to get safe. Cornflakes is really keeping Lou down on this round.
Yeah, I mean, we're bringing it back in the set because I think Lou's up 3 games to 1 right now, so.
Nice. Ooh. Clock's getting low. Nice.
Oh, we got it.
Cornflakes kind of had to play safe and let Lou hang himself on that round.
Now, what do you think? I mean, should this game get a sequel? Or should we all just continue playing this Cyberbots? Like, what's been the consensus?
Did you see that big
what
perfect?
the yeah.
That was sick.
That all happened in 1 sentence.
That was so much damage.
I asked 1 question and he...
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, like, you know, new games are always sick, but there's so much life in this game that is left unexplored. Like, this was such a good game for a first outing from Capcom, like, which... As you probably know, we don't see that often. You know, like, most of the games have to get iterated on a couple times before they really
like
come into their own. And this game is just freaking sweet. Even the characters, like I said, that, you know, 5 or 6 years ago, we thought we've had players come out and just, like, break them wide open. We thought Cyclone was complete doo-doo. We've got a crazy Cyclone player now who found all kinds of, like, nasty tech, unblockable setups. You know, we see Lou with lightning. I see some of the chatter in chat. Unfortunately, nobody's been able to break open Gates yet. Gates is he's the like Shoto design of the game. He's one of the secret characters, but he is lacking for sure. But just about everyone else, we've seen crazy tech out.
Now, are there any banned characters in the arcade version?
There is one banned character. Warlock is one of the secret characters, and he's pretty much ST Akuma tier.
Okay, fair enough. But you could hypothetically...
There's been a few videos like where the Japanese players had long play sessions, and they'd goof around with him for here and there. But tournament-wise, he's pretty much considered to be ban-worthy.
I was gonna say, hypothetically, you can run an event where, you know, it's all Warlock.
Yeah, exactly. He's got everything. It's kind of insane.
Alright, I want to see more games, so I'm rooting for OG Cornflakes out here. I mean, I like Frosted Flakes myself, but... Oh, man.
That's so tough to deal with. You just got to not be there. So he's jumping in and doing the jump weapon, and if you block it standing, he gets a free low.
Oh. With the life bar is gone. Where'd it go?
Yeah. And now he's got lightning skin. Okay. Counter super.
Damn, so theatrical. Wait, is that it? Did we get the fiber there? We did.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, man.
Good stuff, Lou. Thanks for showing up. Cornflakes. Tough matchup. You did good.
All right, let's see if Lou's ready to say a few words on commentary. So, Lou, if you're there, we're out here in the spectator chat. And you know, we're also going to start the next raffle. So we've already given away 3 copies. We're about to give away the 4th. So in the chat, if you didn't do a hashtag giveaway, that's going to be the way that you do it. Just follow the stream, and probably after the stream, I'll get to everyone on Twitch. I'll just whisper the code over to you. But yeah, it looks like Lou's about to hop in here. Lou, congratulations on the W. How are you feeling?
Yeah, nice work, man.
I felt like it was a well-deserved win with a lot of unblockables.
With a lot
Yeah,
of
you were hitting some
unblockables.
sick unblockables. I was trying to give the rundown of how that one works, because it's definitely doesn't look like an unblockable when you're just watching it, but when you're getting hit by it, man, that sucks.
It feels bad for everyone else. I
Well,
love it.
what made you pick up lightning? Like, when you got into this game, what, you know, how'd you make that decision?
I looked at the character and I was like, wow, this lightning beam that stun people is pretty sick. Unfortunately, it doesn't look good, but I'm gonna play him anyway,
So,
and it worked out.
so regardless of the tier list, you're just like, you know what, this is the character where I found my stride, and I'm gonna just start, you know, TODing everybody.
Pretty much.
Good stuff. Is there any like upcoming events, online, offline? I know Polar Bear sent like, and I'll show you guys at the end of the stream. I have some pictures from the community, and Polar Bear showed me kind of this like cheat sheet of how to play. But yeah, I was just wondering if there's anything coming up or any big event that just happened. Maybe you want to kind of go into.
Definitely want to shout out Polar Bear's been running the bi-weeklies. If you check the Discord, I think I'll do a Cyberbots command in the chat real quick. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, check the Discord. Polar Bear's been hosting bi-weekly tournaments online. That's been like, you know, a lot of players have been, you know, coming to those every week and leveling up quite a lot. I know Lou's been to most of them. I come to them when I can. Offline events, we've had a little bit of a hit or miss lately. You know, we had a really awesome event at Combo Breaker 2019. I know Polar Bear hosted an event recently in Canada. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to see this on a big screen or at a big tournament pretty soon, because, you know, the next game that we're gonna get into is VSAV, and that just had, what is it, a 7K tournament? And of course, like all these other, you know, all the other games that we played are definitely worthy of getting to that point. But I feel like the momentum where Cyberbots has been, you know, I see it on my feed all the time. I stream retro stuff, and there's always something about Cyberbots coming my way, so I always keep an eye out for it, and I think that this game definitely, you know, deserves to have that kind of thing. Hopefully, I might be, you know, reaching a little bit, but, you know, Capcom.
It's super slept on. Like pretty much everyone who's sat down and like actually, you know, learned the mechanics is like, wow, this game is sick. Like the movement just feels so crisp. The combos are like really satisfying to hit. All the, you know, all the characters are very unique and have very unique play styles. Great game all around. Capcom killed it. More people need to play it.
Yeah, and it's only 6 buttons, guys. So, you know, 2 of the buttons you don't need to worry about. Just focus on the 4, and you get it pretty quickly. But yeah, Lou and K-Jock, any last words you guys want to share before we rotate into our last game? I don't know.
Nothing here. Just play Cyberbots.
Play Cyberbots.
Yeah, I just want to say shout outs to the Michigan anime scene. You know, really good community. If you're around, come by. You know, we're cool. Play Cyberbots, play HNK. Y'all enjoy fighting games.
All right, there we go. So, K-Jock, thanks for, you know, doing double commentary for us. Truly appreciate that. Lou, congrats again on the W, and you know, I'm sure we'll, you know, cross paths again.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, guys, take care.
Take care.
All right, and our last game, we're gonna get Vampire Savior, and I'm gonna be joined by Hagure. Let me go ahead and Hagure.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good?
What is up? What is up?
chilling, man. Been enjoying this CFC collection here. The exhibition's been dope so far. Like getting to see high level Gem Fighter, you know, Red Earth, Warzord, Cyberbots. It's been real chill. Oh, and then the Hyper SF. Yo, that game, I love the edition select in that game. So yeah, definitely shout out to y'all for doing this.
Yeah, I just cheat with the CPS1 characters.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah, I just cheat, you know. But yeah. Right now we're gonna have a game that I would say in the States, apart from ST and Third Strike, this game has like the biggest retro scene in the U.S. And if anyone wants to try to prove me wrong, go ahead. But Vampire is killing it every which way, online, offline, beginner tournaments. There was a beginner tournament that happened maybe 2-3 months ago that had like 64 entrants. It's awesome. There's a lot of dope people behind the scene. Of course, Hagure being one of them. I got to give a shout out to Ailerus. You know, Ailerus keeps me inspired and motivated. A true champion of the game as well. Like, wins a lot of the tournaments in the U.S. and still, you know, puts on a show. I think Ailerus also hosted it at EVO. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah, he was streaming it. Yeah, shout out to Ailerus and Day. Day was the TO
Oh,
for
of course, Day.
Yeah, another retro head who's been doing the damn thing. But yeah, definitely VMP, man. Like, and Ailerus in particular, right? Like, you know, runs the tournaments and is, you know, doing the streaming, doing comment. You know, he wears every hat. So yeah, definitely let's show some love to Ailerus. Servo. K-Jock, you know, is another VMP
that's
head,
right.
Old school VMP, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, YGS, Luke, you know, y'all know what it is. So,
Bro, I mean, that's how big the scene is. Like, if you talk about Vampire, you're dropping at least a dozen names and then some.
Deep.
So
For sure.
yeah, let's take a look at the CFC website to see what it has about Vampire Savior, the Lord of Vampire, released in May 1997. And this game has a huge scene in Japan, and I know, like, even a lot of the SC players, there's a bit of like a mesh of like SC players that kind of dabble in VSAT, but in particular we have Nakanishi, who's, you know, one of the greatest to ever do it, and he's come to the US quite a bit to play this game as well. And this is the third one in the series, and probably the most competitive of all the Darkstalkers games, right?
Yeah, for sure. Hunter, the second one, kind of gets a little bit of shine. There's definitely some heroes, TKO over in Japan, and then over here, pretty recently, we have Puella, who's been really trying to hype up the Hunter scene. But yeah, definitely VSAV, Vampire Savior, is the one that, you know, gets the most shine in this series. So yeah, definitely really happy to have it. And then also on the CFC, I believe VSAV 2 is on it too.
Yes.
That's kind of the game that came after that. It's kind of like a revision. It's kind of like a Alpha 3 upper kind of style. So there's a lot of gameplay changes that, you know, the community isn't too crazy about. But if you do, you know, if you love your warbots, right? Like if you love your cyberbots, Phobos is in that one, as well as Pyron. So the boss characters. I believe they took out, what was it, Wolf and Fish to put them up in there, and another character for Donovan, I forget. So it's kind of interesting how they took out a few of the characters because, you know, CPU RAM constraints and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely Vampire Savior is the one. If you're ever trying to get into kind of playing the Darkstalkers game, you're wondering where did Morgan come from, right? Where have I seen this sprite before?
Because you've definitely seen it, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And no, but that's a good point, because I think some people will get into a new title and say like, oh yeah, let me just play the newest version. This is the one that everyone's playing. And like, while you might want to play Vampire Savior 2 and enjoy it, like the heart of the retro like Vampire Darkstalkers community, it's gonna be in VSAV 1. It doesn't mean that you can't like help grow the scene for the other versions, but this is definitely, like I said, the one. This game is, you know, up there. The big three of the retro, next to Super Turbo and Third Strike, is Vampire Savior 100% hands down.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, gotta show some love to all the community organizers who've come before me and who've come after me, who really, just held it down for the Vampire Savior community. And yeah, it's just been growing and growing. Like every year, I'm seeing like new faces who, of course, there's always new people who are like checking out the scene, but then you have new folks like Keychain, who is there over at ECT, or wait, not ECT, Defend the North, and who really just like. Or no, it was ECT, sorry. But who just like really took into the game and is just like learning so much so fast and really expanding as a Balletta player. But yeah, man, the scene has been hype, and in kind of like what you're saying about with Japan, there's definitely a mixture between our scenes, right? So for example, you have Kyokuji, right? Friend of the show who is all, like we saw his characters, right?
My boy.
In Gem Fighter, yeah, we had the Bishamon next to the soda, right? Like, just chilling. That's Kyokuji up there, yeah. So definitely a really strong Bishamon player that we have over here in the States. Yeah, like you said, Nakanishi is another one of those like multi-game players over in Japan. But yeah, it's just been really awesome. Igloo, shout out to Keg. Gotta show some love to Igloo for the ST and the VSAP love, right?
Yeah,
so,
but also Alpha 2, Alpha 3 legend. Igloo is an all-around, like, he's another...
Igloo is all over the place, man, yeah.
And Igloo also has a Combo Breaker win, and Combo Breaker runs a really big... Like, you guys really come through for VSAP at Combo Breaker, and I remember, I think it was 2018 maybe, where Igloo took a big one.
Yeah, dude, Igloo, man, miss playing you in VSAP, man. You cheap old sass.
Yeah, just like really strong player and everything, and I don't know, kind of like just bounced away for a little bit. But recently, I saw Igloo on some Discord, so
Okay.
Yeah, so
Chill.
Not long before we all get washed again by that Sasquatch.
Again, right?
But yeah, Vicky had to restart her PC, so I guess in the meanwhile, I'll just kind of chat with you about I don't know. Well, I guess we could talk about our scene. So you, Hagure, you do a lot. And I remember we met actually here in NorCal when you were doing the NorCal Crab Battle.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm thinking about like this October because I started up what is it? 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
In October, so this is kind of like coming up as the anniversary month, keeping it spooky with the Halloween theme with Vampire Savior. I believe the first crab battle I won, it was VSAV and ST, or VSAV and SCVS2, just those 2 games. But then after that, it was just running a monthly over here at Game Center, the local kind of underground arcade that we have over here. And yeah, it was just awesome. I ran 3 games always. VSAV, ST, CVS2, and then I like random select the 4th game with usually it was like a retro game. There's a few times I remember when Tournament Fighters, the Turtles game, was announced for Combo Breaker. I was super hyped, so I kind of ran a dojo, like a monthly dojo, to get some folks trained up for that. But yeah, man, it's been a minute since I've run. I kind of stopped right around when the pandemic hit, but I really love what you've been doing, picking it up for the retro, not only locally here in NorCal, but also online. But yeah, it looks like we're going back, going into our match in a little bit. So yeah, oh man, I gotta talk about these players a little bit. Snuggle Guns and Vicky Viper, right? Snuggle Guns just got did they win or get second in a recent online tournament? Perennial great Lele, right? And Vicky Viper, most of y'all know Vicky from so many games.
Yep.
But playing, it's really funny because these 2 characters are really similar. They're kind of like instant air dash IAD characters. But yeah, one of these things is not like the other, right? Like Zabble's got a little bit something that I'm sure we'll see a little bit later on with Vicky showing it off.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the one comment that I always make when it comes to VSAV is Snuggle Guns got the dopest gamer tag in all of FGC. So yeah,
spitting bars about Snuggle Guns.
I bet
Tag the other day.
There's a lot of bar material there for Snuggle Guns.
Yeah,
but
100%. But yeah, man, this matchup in itself is again, they have kind of same goals. But they got their, the bombs that drop. Here we go. There's Lele's bomb right there. 10 Raihog, the best super in the game, man. It's an overhead. When the anvil hits you, then it hits the ground. It shows like a low shockwave, and then all the balls come RNGing over you on your dead body. So, but ooh, yo, evil scream. That's another good super, man. That shit does so much damage. Uh-oh, guard cancel, and this follow-up could be unblockable after. Oh, just mistimed it a little bit. So yeah, JLK, the god. Shoutouts to Apollo over in New York, a New York Zabel player on Fightcade. His name is JLK, because that move is unblockable, like at the end of the frames. So that's what makes Zabel one of the things that makes him, you know, the toppest of the top tier, the S plus, right? Or was it triple S? I think he is in Japan. Yeah, but like he's not only he has like pretty much everything that you would want in a character with the movement. You know, he's got the thousand normals, he's got great rush down, great supers. But yeah, the last few frames of his JLK is unblockable. So if you set that up, like you get like an anti-air jab, like Street Fighter Alpha 3 style, like there you go. You're just like, what is it? Soft resetting right into JLK, and yeah, that's it right there.
Now I might have missed the turbo. I think I set the wrong turbo. So
Turbo 3. Yeah,
they gotta
Turbo
just hit.
3.
They gotta just hit no rematch and first to 5. Oops. All right, let me just make a new lobby.
For sure. But yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, let me talk about these characters, right? So Lele, like I was saying, it's got 10 Ride Hall, right? That super is so good, it does so much damage, and she can combo into it. But yo, that button input. So like all the characters in VSAT, they got like kind of like Raging Demonish style like input supers, and that one is like what? It's medium or wait, light kick, heavy kick, medium punch up, I think is what it is. It's kind of like shaped like an anvil, the anvil that she drops. But yeah, it ends in up, so it's a really interesting kind of Raging Demon that you can combo into. But you know, once you get over that executional barrier, man, she's definitely like the glass cannon of the game, right? Like she has the lowest defense, but man, when she hits, it hurts, right? And you're right back in there, you know, with the balls OTGing on you. Yeah, Oz, right? But then Zabel again. You know, got the 1,000 limbs, got the instant air dash, got a teleport that gets you out of Oki. What else does Zabel have? Electrocopter, which is kind of like a full screen, kind of like just a Blanca ball, just going diagonally across the screen. That electrifies you. Shoot, yeah, all kinds of things, but definitely when it comes to Zabel, oh yeah, and then the 1,000 also kind of apply to the IADs too, right? So he's got this one, it's called Ribcage. It's like down heavy punch, and like, you know, that's like your typical down heavy punch looking move, right, with that angle. But if you go up forward, like you can IAD with an IAD, they see the move come out, so they react to block. But then Zabel lands, it goes empty low or command grab or something like that. So yeah, definitely don't sleep on Zabel's mix-up game. It's really scary, especially when you have that, you know, that thing in the back of your mind. You're always like, yo, if I get hit, like he's gonna do a grip of damage. You know, he combos into his stab super. I forget what's it called. Is it Evil Screen? Yeah, I think it's Evil Screen. And then man, that just does like, what is it, 30% damage just in that one hit. So yeah, you always got that in the back of your mind. Yeah, if you get hit by that, you just knock down on the ground, you know, rolling up into another JLK, right? So
well, I mean, that being said, right, like because this game has so much good pressure and escape options and it's fast paced, it kind of gives everybody a shot, right? Like the tier list isn't
definitely
like super skewed.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying, like, you know how like Japanese folks, they have Zabel as SSS or whatever, right? That's because the tier list is actually pretty compressed. So like Anacharis, you know, by far the worst character in the game, they have him at C. So it's not like, oh, you know, it's like D, F, like can't even compete, right? Like nah, like we got Mighty Mar, right? We got Chikyu, Pandora's Box over in Japan. Like, you know, they do work with Mummy, you know. And Victor, Kame Victor came over here to Makai, our really big kind of Vampire Savior focused tournament that VMP hosts, and I believe Kame got 3rd or 4th, right? with Victor, right? And
Oh, shoot.
that's definitely a hard feat. Definitely has won tournaments. He won an online tournament pretty recently for CFC, I believe. Always placing at Combo Breaker, our huge events. So, yeah, it's there's definitely Zabo's got the strengths. Lele's considered like mid tier, mid, like maybe upper mid, if depending on how you think about her. But man, like every character can do some work in this game, and that's one of the things that's really cool. You see a lot of diversity in character select.
Yeah, a good like let me express myself kind of game, and even though like Ailerus usually wins all the tournaments, definitely that top 8 is always kind of like a wide variety of characters and players. Like anything can happen, which is also why I like that this game, like this community, does a lot of team tournaments. I think is dope because you're gonna get a different result every time. But in any case, we had to restart the set because I had the wrong turbo setting. So now everything is good. The score is 0-0. Let's go.
All right, so here we go. Yeah, so we got it pretty tied up right now. Both on their last bat. So yeah, if you look at the the top right, top left, the bats. Ooh, and there we go. Electrocopter into dash. No. But yeah, the bats, that's the rounds, right? So they count down as opposed to the typical, counting up. So, oh, see, that's that big damage I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, Evil Scream, man. Short, or like jab into Evil Scream. It's a good 35% health gone just like that, right?
I mean, well, Vicky Viper's not a stranger to the highlight reel. Like, we've seen her.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Vicky definitely loves to, just showboat, roll on, right? Like, when she's on fire, like, she just be rolling through, right? But, yeah, I always say for Snuggle Guns, like, online, that's, like, his area, right? That's, like, where he's from. Originally, he's actually from Texas. But man, he is the online monster. Whenever you look at like those Spikecade stats, like how many hours have been played, like Snuggle Guns is #1 by like a few hundred or a few, in the old Spikecade, like probably like over 1,000, right?
Jeez.
So yeah, definitely. Ooh, there it is. What's the Oki gonna be? Oh, nice. Tried to corpse walk over. Yeah. All right. So first bat down for Vicky.
Good block there at the start of round 2 as well from Snuggle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Snuggle Guns and Vicky, they know each other very well. They played a lot, so we a lot of like mini games.
Yeah, and you saw Snuggles with the Dark Force right there. So like every character kind of has like a move that they can kind of go into, and like turns it into their world. And Lele's is like her moveset changes a little bit, but she gets super armor. So it's if you just start walking into her normals, like it could do a grip of damage. Oh! Almost got the combo there, nice.
Yeah, a lot of air to airs here from Vicky Viper.
Yeah.
Guns looking for the zoning.
Ooh. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, there is that. Yeah, the anti-air standing jab into unblockable JLK. But here he goes. Damage from Tan Raihal though. Shay indeed. Yeah. So. Yeah, Zabo's another character. The only thing that maybe is like on the downside is that she does take a little bit more damage. He doesn't have like the worst health in the game, but yeah, definitely more so than most. So yeah, definitely Lele can take full advantage of that. She gets a Ten Raihal combo that does a bunch of damage.
No, you gotta explain the tech hit. Anytime I get a commentator for this game, I'm like, explain tech hit for us.
All right, so yeah, so tech hit, like tech hit came from this game, right? You see it in Marvel, right? You push the 3 buttons and then you push them back normally, right? So mechanically, it works the same way. Like if you get a tech hit, you push them back a little bit. But you can't just push 3 buttons. Like you have to push, like if you have to like piano your buttons, right? So you can, if you piano 6 buttons, you have 100% chance of getting the tech hit. If you do 5 buttons within the block stun time, then I think it's like 80%. And then it goes down to like 60%, 30% or something like that.
Right.
So you're pianoing buttons, right? So like if you like to hit buttons, like if you like to mash, like VSAV is definitely your game because on defense you're mashing too. But yeah, tech hit is definitely kind of like the first hurdle that newer players run into because VSAV is the characters themselves super easy to pick up. It's like your typical motions for the most part. There's kind of like archetypes that you've seen in other Capcom games or that you see later on.
Yeah.
in other games like Marvel or Arxis games. Like a lot of that whole anime / Marvel style mechanics and like kind of gameplay like things that you see come from Vampire Savior, come from the Darkstalkers series.
Right, because this is the game that kind of like started the whole air dashing and like that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I love the special intro for these two characters, Zabel in love with the ghost Lele. But anyways, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, so this game introduced a lot of those like new mechanics, right? They're just kind of just testing a bunch of stuff. This is like an air fighter at a certain point.
Yeah. That's why you definitely see a lot of jumping around in this game and jumping chains too, which is kind of like a novel kind of thing in games at that time when this was released. But yeah, man, I mean, this match though, it has been going back and forth. Like both of these players, just like you said earlier, know each other really well, have played each other a lot. So you're seeing that player versus. Ooh,
yeah, that's some crazy defense right there.
Both, especially Snuggleguns. Snuggleguns' defense is like so good, and Vicky Viper, we all know their offense is just on point, right? Ooh, what a trade.
Give a shout out to Kizzy K for 167 person raid. Thank you.
Oh, yo, that's what's up, kids. Thank you.
Right now we're at the last of our Person 5 exhibitions. We got a little bit of lore after this as well. But thank you everyone for swinging by. We have one raffle. We're still giving away a copy of the Capcom Fighting Collection. So if you want to, participate in the raffle, way to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Get in on this game, this cool collection. But man, Snuggleguns is coming out with all the tech, the gong on the ES gong on Wake Up. Yeah, to kind of throw something in her face that you're forced to block, right? So she can get her high-low. Oh, but finally gets that ID and confirms into Superman. Good stuff.
Oh, now they're playing the Japanese version. Is there like a difference between? There's not, right? The US and Japanese.
Yeah. All the versions are pretty much the same. The only thing is just like the name differences for a few of the characters, like Lele is Shenko in the US. But yeah, gameplay wise, it's all the same. So thankfully, we don't have any of that kind of stuff that we have to worry about. So I mean, any version you want to play is cool.
I mean, that's good for you guys because us ST guys, we have a different speed.
Yeah, I know it's rough. It's rough.
Speed, and so we gotta play the Japanese.
Turbo speeds aren't the same. Yeah, so definitely pretty cool stuff. But yeah, this game is fast. Like we play on Turbo 3.
My bad, I had to.
Yeah, but I mean, this game is relentless. Like you'll see it on the what is it called, the screen that plays when you don't have anybody playing in the game. And then they play on normal speed, and it's just so slow, right? Like Shenko be running like she's in Marvel 3 or something like that. She's just walking. But yeah, that's what makes commentating this game really fun too. It's just because like you gotta be quick, right? Like you can't sleep. There's no really downtime like to catch your breath, and like we're already seeing that like that batch is finished, and oh my god, Snuggleguns, that's what happens. You can't sleep.
Control the high, the low, the mids. Snuggleguns just covered that whole stage right there, the whole corner.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, Lele's like, mid tier, but you get caught up in the vortex, you get 10 right out once, especially in the corner. Oof.
And I can't believe after this set started a little bit slow because I had a boo-boo with the turbo, and this is about to be game 6 right here. This is probably the fastest game on the collection.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. That's why we're always talking about, like, if you want to play VSAV, another thing that makes it really easy to play is that you can spend an hour and then you've already played like 30 to 50 games, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can just iterate and like learn so much from every match because they just move. Yeah, and for any aspiring TOs out there, VSAV's really easy. A top 8 only takes an hour.
There you go. Yeah. That's important. This is a good extra tournament. If you got some resources, extra tournament to run, this is definitely up there.
Yeah, definitely runs fast. They're playing on this stage. So this is actually a Vampire Savior 2 stage. So the colors are a little bit different. It's Dimitri's save, but yeah, it's really cool that they put that in this game too. Yeah. Oh man, and yeah, just Vicky with the IAD, really short, going with that super fast high, And it's just mixing up the normals too. Like I was saying earlier, can kind of whip them over. Oh, what a punish from Vicky! Yo, that full screen electrocopter punishing the gong. Man, that's great. I love to see it. But yeah, I mean, like we said, it's not over yet. Snuggle has Vicky in the car. Oh, man! Ooh, the star item. So yeah, Lele's kind of like Faust, right? Like the prototype of Faust. Oh, but here we go, the damage.
Yeah, huge damage. We're getting some of it back though, but Vicky's still trying to apply the pressure. Got
Nice
the corner.
block, and that should do it. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you block that, yeah, you have a pretty decent chance to punish it most of the time. Especially if you're the one landed first. But Snuggle Guns 4-2. Okay. But yeah, I mean Vicky's not out, right?
We want more games. Want
Vicky
more?
Yeah, come on, Vicky, let's go. More beautiful VSAB. Let's go. Oh, there we go. The special intro I was talking about. Yeah, there's so many, like, if you're a fan of, like, just kind of Capcom games, sprite art and stuff, like, VSAB is definitely the game for you because there's so many small things that Capcom did at this time, like, to just really show some love, some little things. Oh, man, just deleting that life bar. Yo, so good. Yo, see, this is what I'm talking about. You can't talk about nothing else but the game.
The round, that round 2 just started.
Yeah, man. Oh, okay, Dark forcing out. Oh, no, this is horrible. Oh, this is it. It's over. Yeah, because it's going to be a punish.
This is bad. Oh, it's bad.
All right. Yeah, so what is that? 26 seconds, in-game seconds, and the game is over.
Should have been a first to 10. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's why when we do exhibitions, we normally do first to 10s because else you're out of here in 15 minutes, right? But yeah, GG's. Snuggle Guns. Yeah, taking it 5-2 over Vicky, but really good stuff.
All right, that said, let's see if we can go ahead and get Snuggle Guns up in the chat. Say a few words, and then Hagure. I'm gonna give Hagure the mic because Hagure is one of the hardest working people in all the retro scene. More than you guys will ever know, I think. Or I mean, everyone in here, if you've done anything retro, you've worked alongside Hagure in some form. So that's why with VSAB, with you here, this is awesome. And I did also want to shout out Kyle, who I've done commentary with for VSAB. Shout outs to Kyle, Ailers, of course. Shout outs to Day as well, and everyone else. Play some VSAB. Let's see if Snuggle Guns down for some commentary or interview rather.
Sure. Yeah, and thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know when it happened, but yeah, these are the games that I really grew up with. Like when I got into fighting games, like this CPS2 era games. So it always hold a place in my heart, So that's why I do so much for the retro. I love it, man, and I really love to see what the Lore Boys are doing, continuing on that legacy, really spreading the love for these games. The Wednesday night fights, showcasing different games over there, and just doing so much. So yeah, I mean the retro scene in general, like we're a small, tight knit group, and I think you're all trying to like put our own like spin to how we do the retro things. And yeah, like of course Arturo, he's all over here streaming as well, right? We already know what Arturo has done for the retro scene. So yeah, we all trying to just blow it up and blow up these older games that still have a lot of juice. Oh, it looks like Snuggle Guns is over there, the other chat.
Yeah, let's just jump in there.
For sure.
All right. Snuggle Guns.
All right.
Snuggle Guns got the mic muted, but hey, you can hear us, so congrats on the win. Love to know when you started playing VSAB and your thoughts on the game.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
I started playing VSAB, I want to say like 2011. Like, I'm one of those guys who like played online only forever, and like it wasn't until like the last Mackay World Cup was like the first time I really came out to play and meet people in the scene. Like I was notorious for being online only because this was like the only game that I played.
How was your transition to in the competitive offline? Also in the chat, I got some people like, "Yo, I never heard Snuggleguns talk before." So this is cool that on this stream we can make it happen. That's the lore right there. We all finally got to hear Snuggleguns. You got the dopest name at FGC. But anyway, how was it like kind of going into offline? Was like, were you nervous? Like meeting the people that you've been playing all this time and still trying to place well? Like how was that?
I mean, not really. Like, transitioning to offline, like offline feels better. So like, being online only is like training with the weights on, and then you play these people offline is like take the weights off. I still do all my stuff.
Yep.
Well, what's good with your execution though? Sorry, I'll be my last question. I'll pass it off to Hagure. I'm just super curious. What's good with your execution though? Why you got those?
What, the Tenraiha button?
Yeah.
You turn that off. The manual Tenraiha button.
Oh shoot. Yeah, Hagure, you're a lot more knowledgeable about this scene and this game, so I'll let you go ask Snuggleguns a few questions.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't know that was actually one of your first offline events with Makai. I believe that was the first time I had met you, and man, yeah, it was just like you said. Like I had played you online, and then playing you offline, yeah, it was like the limiter is off, man. I'm like, oh shit, it's even faster. It's even faster, even more accurate. Like, yo, I gotta come correct. But yeah, GG's to you and Vicky for taking it. And yeah, I guess something that probably people would want to know out there is what made you choose Lele?
Boletta was my first main, and I dropped her because I couldn't confirm into damage. Like I could get the first hit, but then I'd always drop the confirm. And then, like I was just playing. Like there was a time I would like triple main Boletta, QB, and Lele all at the same time. Like there's a lot of me playing like a really old online tournament where I play like all three characters. I mean, I still do that, but I don't play Boletta as much nowadays.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there's a blue color on the character, like Snugglegun like subs them like, and a hard sub, like yo, you gotta be on point with your subs. Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, that makes sense why your Boletta and your QB are so dope.
Yeah, then like picking Lele, just once you learn the one Tenraiha combo, you can that just destroys people at low to mid level. So like me learning the game, like it just allowed me to get wins that I probably shouldn't have, and then I just dug deeper from there.
For sure, man. Yeah. I was saying earlier, that yeah, like pretty much every character in the game is like, you know, has some sauce, right? Has some juice, and the tier list is pretty compressed. So, you know, if you want to pick like a, you know, kind of a quote unquote mid-tier character like Lele, like yeah, you know, a lot of times with mid-tier characters, you know, they're like good, but they don't have anything cheap, right? Like, nah, this game, like everybody has something that's really cheap, and then if you take full advantage of it, like, you know, with Lele's IADs or Tenraiha, command grab, like all these kinds of things, like you could go a long way. So yeah, definitely we see that into play here with Snuggleguns' Lele.
Yeah, it's doable, but it's a struggle. Like,
yeah.
When Vicky's like super locked in, like I can't move.
Yeah, we definitely saw some shades of that. Yeah, like I was saying, the top tiers are very top. Don't get me wrong, you know, they're top for a reason. They just have some, you know, I was saying how similar you know, Zabel and Lele are, and Zabel just kind of does things better in a lot of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I guess another question I would have to ask is yeah, is there like any kind of local scene? You know, now that you've kind of been playing more offline, I feel like I've seen you around at different tournaments more. But is there like any folks that you play with locally?
I'm in Dallas, and like our Dallas local scene is kind of inactive. Like it's out at, so there's like this arcade chain here called Free Play. And
yeah, they played the GOAT.
Yeah, they're big on the ST. But it's always out in Denton, but like Denton's the long travel for me. So like my local scene is like we meet up on Wednesdays and we play like random poverty games or whatever the arcade tech wants to learn that week. So like that's where I get my offline stuff in. Not necessarily VSAV. I mean like Jan's here, but he's on the other side. He's like
Oh, Jan's there. Okay.
pretty far away from me, and there's like a couple other players that don't really travel or play online too much.
For sure.
I know, like, there's some players in Austin that are starting to get some locals going, so I might be hitting them up.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
We'd love to see it. Like, you know, the retro scenes are still growing in the little pockets, and you know, we get to meet up at these monthly majors. So hopefully, you know, with this big event that happened, you know, just recently at ECT, we can get more of those going. It's hype. You know, it's hype when there's a big prize pool on the line. You get travelers, not just from around the country, but also like some of the best in the world come through for it. So that's sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Texas Showdown is another hotspot for retro. You know, a Jazzy stop, the ST scene is popping over there. VSAV, I know, has been doing the thing. By the way, I love what's the group down there? But they did a shirt where it had Lele on it, in honor of you, Snuggle Guns, and I thought, man, that design is super fire. Like, I still gotta cop me one of
that's
those.
the Poverty Maniacs crew, or PVM.
Oh, Maniacs, yeah.
That's a funny name.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I don't know. I think that was actually my first major I went to, was like when they were running VSAV. I just drove down and was like, I'll go meet these guys, and like now I'm friends with all those guys. So
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's gonna be the next segment of the stream. A little bit of like community lore that I wanted to share. Congrats again on the win, Snuggle Guns. I'm sure, you know, you'll still be taking names, you know, online, offline. Looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, thanks for letting everyone hear your voice, I guess. So you know, we'll catch you on the next one.
yeah, thanks for having me.
So I had a few things that I wanted to share with Hagure, just some like community stuff. We'll talk about the retro. I just first wanted to shout out, you know, even though we're doing all the CFC stuff, I was playing some music in the back for my boy Marcus. So I wasn't gonna do this stream and not shill his stuff. So yeah, if you guys want to check out some of the retro music, it's from Marcus C. He would have been our Gem Fighter commentator, but like I said, it was 5 a.m. there in Japan, so you know, he couldn't make it. And then for the graphics, I saw a couple people, you know, asked about the graphics. Actually, believe it or not, it was Azrael who helped out, and if you look, like he did the Capcom Pro Tour stuff, so like he kind of started the original Capcom Pro Tour graphics as well. You can see a lot of his projects here on his website if you want to check it out. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Azrael, always coming through, and you know, he also helped out with Evo as well, like when we ran all the Illuminati events. But yeah, I wanted to kind of end it with these community photos here. So, you know, I've been around, maybe like going to offline tournaments since 2008, and like retro is just something that I really care about. I care about the original stories. I'm actually in a lot of these photos, so like I've selected them, but then also Hagure provided a bunch, and yeah, I just wanted to just chat with you real quick, Hagure, on like, you know, your feelings about the old games and the work that you're putting in, and you know, how we can keep that momentum going for the next generation.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing these games for a long time too. But yeah, the retro scene, like, I mean, it wasn't a retro scene when I first started, right? It was the scene. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, just looking at these pictures, like, yeah, it's really cool just to see the scenes all around the world. Like, yeah, we're seeing some pictures. Oh, that's you in Japan. Oh, sick. Oh, yeah.
I had to go through the records from mine. Shout out to all the Cyberbots stuff as well, by the way, from from Polar Bear.
Yeah, so yeah, just seeing, like, I remember as a kid, like, I would read the Tips and Tricks magazine, right, to see what the next thing that's going on in like the arcade world. And yeah, it was just started really small, and then, you know, once these games kind of became retro, like around, I would say, you know, SF4 coming out, right? Like, I was not doing FGC stuff at that time, and I came back around the time Marvel 3 started, right? Because I'm a Marvel head, like, first and foremost. So came back then, and just I wanted to play the games that I used to play, right? I wanted to play more CVS2. CVS2 is kind of really how I started getting back into this whole retro revival, right? Because back in the game, like, NorCal was the CVS2 spot, right? And yeah, I wanted that to come back. Like, I loved watching, like Choi, Leezy, all the old school players that you would used to see in NorCal, Ricky, like, just bang it up in CVS2, and I wanted that energy to come back. So I was like, just started up CVS2. Like MV Marvel 2, I was definitely more of a Marvel 2 player than CVS2, but yeah, Marvel 2, especially at that time, was a lot harder to kind of play because it required Dreamcast versus PS2s. So, and then, that was before we got blown up with all, blessed with all the retro tech that we have now, that I think is a huge part of the retro revival, is just being able to, capture these games, have them in high quality. Shout outs to Arturo for, leading the way for a lot of these things.
He's pushing the Hertz right now, for sure.
Yeah, he's onto his next conquest right now. Yeah, but yeah, I remember like seeing what he was doing. I was like, yo, you can finally play like Dreamcast like games like anywhere, with the DC HDMI and stuff like that. So I was like early on. I was like, I got like one of the early version of the Haas super guns. I was like, I remember on mine, it was the version, and like I was trying to play Vampire Savior on it, right? And there's a bug with a lot of super guns that it's set for kind of like Neo Geo style or something like that, the buttons, where if you don't like clear it out, you can't actually do Raging Demon style supers in Vampire Savior or in any game, actually, or not any game. I think it's Vampire Savior and something else. Yeah, K-Jock is up there in the chat, the button floor glitch. So on my Haas super gun, like I had to tell Haas, right, like what's going on, like with that. Like one fix is like you tape your board, you tape your actual CPS2A board to kind of like cut it. But yeah, he sent me like a kit to kind of like hot fix my super gun so that it would fix the issue. But yeah, I mean, just going back to like kind of when I really started getting into the retro thing, like just learning all the tech, securing my PVMs and all that stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of technology,
you know what it is.
And it gets expensive. And also, I updated the slideshow to include the vampire photos that you also provided. I don't know why they weren't shown before. Sorry, some of them are sideways, by the way, but yeah, as you can see, there's a lot more VSAT photos sprinkled into the mix now, and I think the biggest thing is like the community. So going back to like when I first met you, I didn't even use the internet back then. I think even when you asked me my name, I don't even think I told you. It's just like, yeah, I'm some dude.
You were just like, yeah, you, and yeah, Muck were just like, I don't know, man. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, first meeting y'all, but it's the community. Yeah, that's what brought me back. That's what keeps me TOing, keeps me going around to run events. Right? It's just because the community is sick. Like, I love my vampire family. Like all like really dope people. Like you see in these pictures, you see us just like, every time. Kind of like what you were saying earlier, is like a reunion, right? Like every tournament is a reunion, and getting to see your homies. Oh, there's Kyle sideways right now playing CFC. Actually,
there's a lot of sideways photos. My bad, guys. I didn't have time to kind of go through and audit every photo, but
hey, man, no, they're here, right? Like you're documenting it, and I think that's something that's really important is that you've been doing is like spreading the lore, right? Because there's so much lore, right? And that's the most fun part, right? It's the community aspect. Like, of course, we are here to mash buttons and play the games, do as optimally and as dope as we can. But what I feel like, at least for me and for a lot of people, it's what you see in these photos. It's just like people coming back with the community, like making stories, telling stories, bringing new folks in, and showing them the love that we all share. So yeah, that's definitely why I'm doing it. And yeah, I started here with like I was saying, I did like Marvel stuff. Like I started running TOing. Like I didn't start until much later since I joined the community. It was TOing Marvel stuff. And shout outs to Ram Nation over in 707. That's where I did my first paper bracket. And Tyram's Garage. That was back, Marvel 3. What else were we playing? KOF 13. And then there's always like Marvel 2 folks in the back. A little bit of CVS 2 every once in a while if we could get the CRTs. But yeah, that's when all of NorCal just showed up to some dude's garage, right, in Fairfield, California, and that shit was packed. You have like the best of the best, you know, in the game at that time, just showing up at some dude's garage and just running events every Friday. They still doing it to this day. Like,
yeah, that's why
it's moved. Yeah, go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, that's why like it's so important that everyone here has the capabilities of starting their scene. Even if you can't get your hands on a PVM or the boards, like that stuff, like everyone has a PC or a PlayStation or what have you, and like you can still start. Like this is still a good starting point just to have the games and get people interested. Maybe start streaming or make a Discord community, and then eventually you start like building up your toolkit with all that other stuff you mentioned. I mean, you started small and now here you are. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you're real humble about it, but you're a huge driving force in making sure that all the retro games are represented properly at some of the biggest events that this country has. So, I'm hoping that this, and like from hearing you, I'm hoping that this inspires more people to pick it up, because even if you're not like the most competitive player, I mean, you saw in the photos, you could be a part of that kind of scene too, just by appreciating what these games and the community has to offer. And the lore is still there. Like Snuggleguns just kind of came into it, right? Went offline and boom, with this character has been putting in work. So like everyone has that shot, and the storyline, there's no end to it. There's a beginning, there's a beginning, and I'm on the prowl. I'm trying to get to the beginning of everything, but like there's still so much story to be told. And these retro collections, I feel like always pulls in someone or some ones that kind of just get into it and then contribute something. And sorry, this will be my last thing. I'm kind of just like
no, I love it, dude.
But yeah, like the last thing I really want to say is there's a lot of talent in this community, whether you're a player or a commentator or an artist or someone who's organizing, like Casey. Casey Core helped out a ton with making sure that this event was run cleanly and getting the players together. And like there's a lot that all of you guys are able to contribute to preserve the history of these, but also like contribute to the future of retro. So yeah, I mean, you got engineers in here. Like our Evo setup was crazy. Shout out to Vodka, one of my Illuminati brothers. But there's just so much more that we can keep doing together, regardless of which generation you're from. And I'm always happy to see it. They say you love to see it, and you really do. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, and yeah, I agree with you too. Like, yeah, sure, we're talking about like all this retro equipment, PVMs, and all that, but I really appreciate what you said. It's just like whatever you have, however you can play these games, like, yeah, just start it up. Like I started playing some of these games on when those small Super Nintendos, like Nintendo released like the micro Super Nintendo thing that was just HDMI and had the controllers the cords were too short. I started loading up retro stuff on there, and then we were playing that at Crab Battle. We played a ton of Turtles, Sailor Moon. I know Vicky knows about Sailor Moon. Yeah, I put ST up on there, and like, yeah, any kind of way you can play these games, like, and to get people invested. And that's how I got into Vampire Savior. Like, my boy K Beast, another 707, he's leader of the TVC scene. He bought DSR one day, like a year after it came out. He's like, yo, you want to play? I was like, oh yeah, I've seen those games. I've seen those characters before. I played it in arcade as a kid a little bit here. But that was my start, is playing on DSR, the PlayStation 3 version. And, that brought me into Steam. And I remember Zach Aileris, he told me the other day, he's like, thank God for DSR and, bringing Hagure into the scene. I was like, I guess, but yeah, I would love to see CFC, like, bring somebody, like you, like me, who falls in love with one of these games and just becomes an anchor to the scene, an anchor to the retro community. Bringing in that new blood who have a passion, not only for playing the games, but spreading the lore, spreading the community, spreading the joy that we get out of these games with more people. That's why I do it. Is just spreading that joy of these games. That some of the things in these games like you can only find in these kinds of games, right?
Yep.
Like
it has a charm that's you can't really like. There's no recipe to how you make that magic. It's just the people at the time that made, like when we were talking about Gem Fighter and all the little nods that they had, all the little references, and like that came out of their passion as developers, and that's that kind of magic you can't just like capture every time. But I feel like more often than not in these retro fighters, you got a lot of that, and that's why it's enjoyable. That's why you have people that are ST players, but they also dabble in Cyberbots, and they're also pretty nasty with it in VSAV, and it's all coalesced in the same place.
Yeah, for sure. And especially with like we see with the games in this collection, like Capcom did a lot more than just like Street Fighter style stuff, and or like Marvel style stuff. Like they ran the gamut, right? And a lot of that ingenuity that you see in these games, I feel like kind of bleeds out into the community too. Like the different kinds of people that you meet like in these communities are kind of like how we were saying before, like where you have engineers, you have people from all kinds of different walks of life who have their own stories. A part of like you see that diversity within the that's kind of reflected from the game itself, with the people who play it and the community surrounding it. So I always feel like that's another really interesting part that's like not really, it's not something that we like just talk about all the time. We're over here discussing strategies, but the community just kind of forms like that. And that's something that I really enjoy about my own community with Vampire Saviors. Like I know all kinds of fools over here, like from I run the gamut, and it's just always so cool, like meeting these people. And I just want to say, like, however you can create, whatever you can do, like you don't have to be a TO. You don't have to like just any kind of little things. Shout outs to the moderators, right? Shout outs to the people who are working on the wikis.
Yeah.
Like shout outs to the people who are making, tournament graphics and stuff like that for our events. Like there's so many people behind the scenes just like making this community grow. And if this is something that you're interested in, there's probably something that you can do to help the community that is kind of like what you want to do, like your thing. So yeah, definitely, come into these community discords, like hit people up on Twitter and just work with one another and make these things grow, because it's all for the love, right?
Yep.
For these games, like it's all for the love. We're not, sometimes like I would love, more support and the more community that we create, we're getting recognized, right? Like what we saw with the recent Vampire Savior tournament. That was like big money, right? And Nakanishi walked away a happy person, right? From that, but we can do that. We're building that ourselves. This FGC thing is grassroots, and if we build it from ourselves, like we have all the tools that we need now, especially with streaming and the online platforms, like to really make it blow, right? So love to see it. Love to see new folks. If you ever have any questions, like Vampire Savior, community building, whatever, can always hit me up. I'm on Twitter at Hagure. I love just helping folks. That's kind of what I do. So definitely hit me up, man.
All right, I couldn't have said it any better. Appreciate you once again, Hagure, and hopefully we'll link up soon. Gonna be closing this out. Find someone to raid. Shout outs to Capcom and the program for letting us run these exhibitions. They were fun. Definitely had a lot of fun doing these. Gonna close it out with my favorite video, so you guys can watch this video here, and we'll catch y'all. I don't know if you see the audio,
Oh yeah, I love this one, man. This is so good. I love this video.
Thanks again to everyone who participated. The stream was made with love. And, it's hard to get all these players and commentators together, so I can't thank y'all enough. See you all on the next one. Take care.
Hit that sub button, y'all.